This is a personal massager.
She was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
Hello, sirs and madams. It's your buddy Admiral Teague. It's good to see you out there. As you saw, we had some new video at the top of the program. I think let's show this one more time. What the most memorable line ever in the entire history of New Trek added to our collection of unforgettable audio today?
This is a personal massager.
Yeah. That was a fun clip to make. I'm like, I've got to make a clip of that. You notice I put the crime scene investigation logo up in the corner on them. Hello, sirs and madams, on this night before this most important night in American history, the night where the most money changes hands of any night of the year, the night of the Super Bowl will be tomorrow. And we are here with the pre Super Game Star Trek show. That's how we're billing it. Okay, we're gonna go down. That's what we're selling it that way. We're gonna go down with the ship. This is the pre-Star Trek Super Bowl game, the pre-Super Bowl Star Trek game. And I would just point out, Jonathan Archer already knows who's going to win tomorrow's Super Bowl.
I don't think he's much of a football guy.
Wait, were you talking to me, Admiral?
I was talking to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was turning on the YouTube feed and the like when you hear the talking, I was like trying to mute.
The overlap.
I fucking mute it.
It was funny. Here's the deal. JT can't be here tonight. So the best we could do is Krimwan. We brought Krimwan onto the show. He's here as my guest. Welcome, Krimwan. You should be, yeah.
Wow.
Krimwan is on the Paramount panel, and he is a backup on the Star Trek panel. Here he is with only partial knowledge of the episode, jumping in to bring us some mirth and enjoyment. We're going to have a standalone episode tonight, and I want to welcome everybody for coming. Please hit the like and follow buttons. It's good to see everybody here. Happy Saturday night. You made it. We've got a great episode of Star Trek for you. It's a fantastic episode of Star Trek. In this season, it's very different, but I thought that it brings together a lot of different elements of Star Trek into one episode. And I think it's quite honestly, this episode to me, I think I enjoy the way they put the Star Trek stuff together on this one. I think it was a really kind of fun meshing of ideas. At this point, it's really the question is, can you make Star Trek about Star Trek? And I think you can. So hit the like and follow buttons. Fill up, top off your beverage, sit down and enjoy a tale where Space Bill Cosby is going to try to invent a better transporter. He is the original inventor of the transporter, and he's got a little bit of Robert Daystrom in him, but it's an interesting character, a lot of intensity. He brings his hot daughter with him. Archer knows him since he's a kid. He seems to have maybe had a relationship with Danica, the name of the daughter. Mm-hmm. And we have what I think is one of the more interesting outlier episodes of season 4. With no further ado, here is the crew of the Final Federation flagship. We've got Resolute Germ, Sean, and of course the new guy, Krimlon. And welcome everybody.
Krimlon is our Lieutenant DeSalle.
Sir, I think I see the Goron moving over there.
I've never felt the love as much as I have tonight.
You guys remember Lieutenant DeSalle from Cat's Paw?
Lieutenant DeSalle's in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, but he gets temporary command of the ship, so it's no minor position.
I don't understand why he was allowed to tell Sulu what to do, right? Was Sulu on the planet?
Well, he had just
are we down to him and Riley as our command staff with Uhura? I forget who
but even
we
Chekhov
devolved
gave
down
him
to.
smack though. I can do it, sir. I'm not that green.
Yeah, he was proud of his military bearing. And God, like jokes about bearing. It'll be a long time before I talk about someone's bearing again after last week's. Whoa, guys! Everybody who was here with us because you saw the video or because you saw us doing Starfleet Academy. This is where we do a show that we actually enjoy. This episode of Enterprise is pretty cool, and it starts out with an awesome shot. We have enough hallway now, like as much, if not more, hallway than we ever had in DS9, Voyager, or TNG until the movies. Is this a TNG movie hallway? A little bit like altered?
Maybe.
We have
been the same sets.
I don't know. The width looks completely different, though.
It just has this weird Event Horizon kind of look to it. Like should be
it
like
almost looks like the inside of a submarine.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're always supposed to feel a little bit that way with the NX. It sort of always has like a nautical feel. There's like hand grips everywhere, like right out in the outside of the bulkhead there. You could grab on. There's all sorts of places you could grab on, except where the disabled guy needs to get up. Like he just is never near it. You would think he would position himself near one. It's like some sixth sense, but whatever. Okay. We're gonna.
What I've always loved was the monitors that they had placed everywhere from that time period from the early 2000s. It almost
that one looks almost unnecessary.
It almost looked more futuristic than the Next Generation.
Mm-hmm. Mounted with the same brackets that you could get at Best Buy at the time and now.
Well, that's so they could always make sure to turn on Space CNN.
All of those rubes have a direct looping feed of that day's routine into Paul's sonic shower to keep all members of the crew happy. A lot of people just stand in front of the monitor all day when they're off duty. Everybody, it's good to see you. At any rate, in this story that actually makes sense, it has some, heart to it. Unfortunately, we can see the lack of money because somebody would have walked past them by now. They've been walking and chatting for way too long. And what they're going to do is Archer knows this guy and Trip has admired him for a long time. It's Emery Ellison. Do I have that right? The inventor of the space transporter. And he's played by this guy, Bill Cobbs. He's a respected American actor. He has 200 credits across film, television, and stage, playing wise, dignified, authoritative, and supporting type guys. He's always like a mentor or an elder. Some of his roles going from the beginning of his career, get this one, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, Trading Places. He's the bartender. Silkwood, like he just has like a walk-on. Like the brother from another planet. I really liked this movie. The Color of Money. He's got a supporting role in that Martin Scorsese movie. Bird, which is Clint Eastwood directed movie with, I think it's The Last King of Scotland. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. He's in New Jack City. In New Jack, he's the old man who shoots Wesley Snipes, like the crazy old man who, like the crazy old preacher man who kills Wesley Snipes. That's this guy. People Under the Stairs. The Bodyguard, Demolition Man. He's Zachary Lamb. Zachary Lamb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's in the Hudsucker Proxy. He's the guy by the clock. That Thing You Do. He's also, guys, Air Bud, 1997's Air Bud, cinematic masterpiece. Night at the Museum, Oz the Great and Powerful, Mighty Wind, which is like an indie kind of mockumentary from the SCTV people. Also in Hope Floats, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Sunshine Slate, Enough, and Muppets 2011. In TV, I'll Fly Away, Gregory Hines Show, Michael Richards Show. So he's down with Kramer. Go On, guest spots in Good Times, Sesame Street, The Outer Limits, but I think a reprise of The Outer Limits in like the 80s. ER, 6 Feet Under, The Sopranos, Jag, Drew Carey, Walker, Texas Ranger. So where's Welchie? Welchie, he acted with
incoming super chat.
Oh, hey, Radioactive. Thank you, sir. If only Archer had the strong mentorship and education granted by Hogwarts Academy and the they, them, Hadar. Thank you, Radioactive, for the generous 5 greenback super chat.
Were apparently strategic losses, which is lawyers speak for. I got paid either way. Marcus Alvarez, he said.
Is somebody's TV bleeding through?
Oh, goodness.
Oops. It's okay. It was like only a couple of seconds of audio.
Watching that pirate, as long as you're not watching that Pirates DVD we were sharing in the chat.
Best movie of 2005. What are you talking about?
I'm still waiting for someone to pull like a tube in or F up when we find out like they go to switch screens. We see that they're watching like some kind of, there also has like a BDSM session open with somebody. Like I'm still waiting for someone to do that. But Radioactive, thank you so much for the 5 Greenlandian greenbacks. And I just want to say, I like our transporter set, our new transporter, our upgraded transporter, our people specific transporter that's there since I think the Xindi arc. This has been refitted or retrofitted into the ship for that mission or like right before that mission. It's pretty cool. Is it the Voyager's transporter?
Oh, I don't think so.
Is it the Deep Space Nine transporter?
I think it's a standalone set. It's pretty confined. You never see more than a couple people in there.
Cool. It's one of their coolest looking. Aside from the very first transporter, it's the best one. I like this little transporter set.
It's actually the inside of Genie's bottle.
It looks, it's about the same dimensions as the inside of Genie's bottle. And thank you, Radioactive. Yeah, and like thank God, like they didn't go to like Starfleet Academy. They called it like STC. I think it's like he was trained in some like Earth military and Starfleet Academy had like a Starfleet training center when it was ready to start going like to warp speed and stuff. They're like, you know what? Like our Solar Coast Guard has to be rebranded. Oh, who's the toughest guy in the Solar Coast Guard? That would be Jonathan Archer. He saved a lot of people in that mission to the moon or whatever he might have done. But his only Star Trek appearance is this one is Emery Erickson. Sorry. He's the brilliant but tragic inventor of the transporter technology, and he's got another experiment up his sleeve. Sean, what did you think of Emery Ellison here?
Like you said, pretty tragic character. He's kind of an asshole. You figure he would be a little bit little nicer, but he just treats everyone like shit.
He doesn't pull out of his loop even when he's exposed for being a little bit of a dick.
Yeah.
And then when he's exposed for being a lot of a dick, he still doesn't pull back. Mm-hmm. Guys, you've had 23 years. We're assuming most of you have seen this episode. If you haven't, we really hope you enjoy our criticism. And if you're listening later, God bless you. Maybe you want to watch this one before, or you know what, like turn it on and watch it afterwards. We have some great thoughts, great standalone episode. And whatever, I think that this chick is cute. We find out that her and Archer kind of have a romantic past. They went to the prom together, Germ says. Germ?
Did they?
That's not entirely canon.
Oh, you read a Star Trek novel?
That's just inferred.
Oh, okay. So we don't know, but the thing is, the two families were very close. The Archers and this guy, Emery Erickson's family, lived in like some kind of area of San Francisco where everyone was developing stuff, be it warp technology or transporter technology. And you can really see the switch to digital cameras and the HDness of the set since we started this season, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Look at his Enterprise patch. It's really like readable. Motion blur. The motion blur is gone for the most part.
I think it looks very 2000s. Gives it almost similar to what NASA had for their for their outfits for the space shuttle.
They had great outfits for the space shuttle, and they definitely inspired the outfits for this. And like, it makes sense, I guess. Like, they're coming from a tradition where they only had just so much gravity, just so often. I don't know when gravity plating gets perfected. I don't think we've had it for like the entire career of Jonathan Archer, at least not in the whole ship. This might be the whole ship. This might be the first time the whole ship has had all the amenities. Only Travis Prideweather found the way to float up to the ceiling on his pixie, right, Sean?
On his what?
On his pixie wings.
I wasn't sure what you said.
Well, with my new microphone, my voice is even richer and smoother. But no, Prideweather finds a way to. He's so light in the loafers, he flies up to the ceiling, and he ends up. But we have our terrible, passionless version of the theme song, and we'll let you see it here for a second. The Enterprise does look great, and this is where we get a season-long thread showing up with Trip and T'Pol sort of talking about her feelings. She's got the USB stick of Serac, and she's had some mind meld stuff going on. Also, we've got Trip, who is still only just sort of coming to terms with the loss of Elizabeth now. And he stopped listening to Space Alex Jones and watching Space Newsmax in his cabin all day while he's cleaning his face pistol. He's starting to socialize with the crew again. They're liking having Trip around, and he's just like, he has genuine concern about T'Pol, so that's pretty cool. And he's trying to get her to open up about the death of Tamir in the last episode. Or is it Talis? It's Talis. Tamir is her grandmother. Talis in the last episode. And she really is just being very Vulcan about it and very stoic. And she's just been like, ever since I downloaded that stuff on the USB stick of Serac, things have been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, she got cured from space herpes. They didn't think there was a cure for it, and Flock's like, no, you're good now.
Yeah, after this conversation, at some point we're going to stop off in sick bay, and we're going to find out that the Benares syndrome has been cured, and that it's pretty easy because people have been coming forward all across Vulcan. I think that's coming up when we'll take a moment to acknowledge the paper towels, so that when JT watches later, he'll know we paid due diligence. But I do think that, like, for finally, our very pretty girl looks like a very pretty girl. We finally got it right. This is a slightly different iteration of her uniform, but now what happens is we finally know how to tailor it. We know what kind of outfit to make within reason. This is maybe a recut earlier version of the same outfit where they didn't quite have it right. The space wheel Madeering in the white is the best. The silvery one for on the ship is the second best. And this one's not bad. I like the aqua or teal outfit, whatever you call it. It matches Spock's shirt, and it's pretty cool. And I like all of our uniforms this season. I'm pretty sure this one has Enterprise NX-01 insignias on the sleeves, which and or insignia of rank finally, because she's Starfleet. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's a commander, right? She has 3 pips.
I believe so. I think she's finally done wearing Vulcan-related rank insignias.
They should have given her a uniform, though, but
I don't need her in the jumpsuit. We're already ruining Hoshi with that.
That's true.
You know what?
I don't even know.
We were talking a little bit today about how good how beautiful both of these ladies are.
You were arguing about it?
No, I said we were talking about it.
Oh, it's man.
Did I say arguing?
No.
What?
I don't
Sirs,
think so.
why are we arguing? I'm looking for the picture that we had of the two of them. Here it is. Sirs and madams, this was something that we saw on the internet. It looks real enough to me. I'm willing to share it. Hold on a second. We saw a cool picture of our actresses out of character.
I was gonna say I kind of like Evil Hoshi a lot more. A little stomach drift.
She really has grown on, I think, everyone on the channel because she's the one who does the intro. And she really is she's so cool in the intro. But here is just a candid of them. And wow.
Oh, yeah. I saw that online on X the other day. I was like, ooh.
I'll take OT.
I'm not going to complain, but wow. And hello, everybody. We got a few people stumbling in late. We're talking about the episode Daedalus. It's about the inventor of the transporter. But as usual, once in a while, we'll take a side journey to talk about the stars of the show. Unfortunately, I don't know when the date is on this. If it was recent, I'd just be like, "There's hope." Like, I don't mind getting a little. Like everyone can get a little older, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that we can't say that this is because they're filming Star Trek United, but it is cool to see that picture of them. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Was that a recent shot?
No, I think it's from. I definitely think it's from when they're filming the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't look current.
No, they still are both young, but I don't think they look that young anymore. Especially, we've seen Linda, but I don't think anyone's seen Jolene Blaylock since she married Michael Rapino. I don't know that she goes out that much or leads a very public life. Although River Rapino, her kid is got to be 22 now or 20. So she may be willing to return if Star Trek starts next year. The kid could be done with college. But it comes down to whether or not she enjoys her career. But we spent some time with Erica, with Erickson and Danica, and we're going to fete Erickson here in Archer's quarters or something or some other kind of dining room. So as big as it gets, I guess, on the NX-01, nothing like what we have on the 1701. But we continue our tradition of trying to eat in almost every episode. We eased up on it. We forgot to eat for 2 episodes. So now we're going to eat like everyone's going to eat. And it's a little uncomfortable. And Archer, at first, though, is real happy to see Erickson. And they have kind of a cool exchange.
Incoming super chat.
Ruby Hoove, hello, my friend. It's great.
Hey, Ruby.
Thanks for stopping by. And thank you for the one gifted Admiral Teague membership. And that one goes to our friend DJ Play Nice. Welcome aboard, DJ Play Nice. Ruby Hoove, thank you so much. We have been having, because there's been so many community members, trying to do 2 member streams a month. If we can, we will. This month is pretty good for something like that because it's just crazy out. And I don't really have any matrix for the member stream because if Critical Drinker gets 35 people at his member stream, and he has 2 million subs, it's going to be okay if mine doesn't go over great. Doesn't have to be the greatest freaking member stream in the world as long as we have fun together and you guys get something out of the interaction. Ruby Hoove, thank you so much. You're a great friend to the channel, and we appreciate the membership. Guys, let me put your chats up on screen for the moment. Erickson's got a chip on his shoulder. Sean, you like baseball. Remember when Willie Mays was still alive?
Yeah.
What do you think? Fair comparison?
I don't.
He wasn't a total dick, but he kind of was pretty angry.
Well, yeah, this guy's really. I mean, I don't know why he's being such a jerk, but maybe that's just his character, or Did they
He
make
did
him a
invent the
jerk?
transporter. Come on.
Yeah,
I
I know, but I mean,
he's-
did they turn him to a jerk in this because he was trying to hide something and he was just trying to make sure no one bothered him too much? Okay, if I'm an
are you
asshole,
saying
they'll
he's?
just leave me alone.
Are you asking me if is he new to being an asshole?
Yeah, is being an asshole
Oh,
an act for him, or is that really who he is? Because
I
he's
think
even
at
a
his
dick to
core, he's a
Archer
pretty
later
good
on.
guy. Yeah, he's been twisted by what's happened to him. This guy, his mad scientist side has taken over the good man that was once there, and he's more transporter addict now than man, twisted and evil. I think he's in a little bit of a relationship with the transporter. He's obsessed on the transporter, and he has a little bit of like he is acknowledged as great, and he knows everyone thinks he's great. He's had a lifetime worth of achievement. It came so young, and like there's still money. I don't know why he's so fucking bitter about this, but that's just the way he's
that's
going to
because
be.
a fly made its way in to the pad, on
That's
this
what it
last time
is.
through.
But welcome
Except he
across
doesn't get to
three
bang Gina
realms.
Davis.
They were married by the time that movie came out. I think they met on Earth Girls Are Easy, where she spends most of that, like a good part of that movie in a bikini anyway. So, I mean, way to go, Jeff Davis, right? I mean, Jeff Goldblum. I would change my last name to hers. I like years before the intersectional thing for Gina Davis, the way she looked then, it's be like, yeah, whatever. I could write a book about like how this was a good decision and get out of it. So all you have to do is put her picture on the cover. It's be like, I did it for this by Admiral Teague, okay? Formerly known as Admiral Davis. And people would be like, he was right. Like, just keep showing like one bikini picture of her after another.
I wonder, like, the first time they got together, if Goldblum was like, yes, I'm going to insert now. Yes. Yeah.
My
yes.
my dick will find a way. Did he take the piece of paper, fold it in half, and push a pencil through it? What's weird is I think he was sober for like 7 or 8 years by the time he met her. So like maybe his rap was totally together and he's just all about chicks. And also, like, if you've ever seen him, like Jeff Goldblum kind of ripped, so maybe she just thought he was good looking. I don't know.
Maybe. He was in good
Mr.
shape.
Angel, hello, sir. And you're correct. This is a determined mission is a man of a determined mission is a man of little words and patience, Teague. Yeah, and he's been changed. He's not the guy that Archer knew growing up. He's not the guy who was kind of like almost an uncle to Archer. I don't know. It seems like, is it me or Earth had all of its tech people hanging out in Frisco in the Frisco version of the camp for Los Alamos for the Manhattan Project, where it's just like everybody's working on. It's like we have our phaser people here in this part of the compound. Then everyone from the warp projects over there on that side of the compound. Because nothing like familiarity breeding contempt and putting all of our assets in one place.
I think it goes beyond obsession, though.
Well, yeah, he's staked into this obsession or this reason to be upset.
Good movie reference. Search goals are easy.
It's a Miss Julie Brown from MTV, right? Downtown Julie Brown was Black Julie Brown. White Julie Brown is Miss Julie Brown. So the redheaded Julie, I could have just said the redheaded Julie Brown, and I guess people would have known. But the redheaded
Julie Brown, that pompous bitch.
Say again?
Downtown Julie Brown with that.
Wabba wabba wabba.
Yeah, she was so pompous.
She was smart enough to know that the only thing she had to trade on was her British accent. But do you remember her earlier role from 3-2-1 Contact?
Oh God, was she in that?
Yes, she was Julie, and she was in the Bloodhound Gang as well.
Oh my God!
Not the band, the skit from 3-2-1 Contact. You have to be 3-2-1 Contact was
age
like
to remember that show. My
Sean,
God.
Tell me if I have this right. Anyone else who saw 3-2-1 Contact can jump in. I guess the idea was Sesame Street lets off. There's like a gap there where they don't know what's going on, but sometime around 7th grade, 3-2-1 contact sort of comes into the picture as your TV, like Sesame. It was Sesame Street for older kids. There's no more puppets anymore. There's some kind of hip music, and it's meant to see you from like 6th grade to like the middle of high school, when they basically say that by that time, if you haven't gotten enough mentorship, you're going to end up selling drugs in the street like Easy Reader. Maybe the Electric Company was the show that was supposed to take you from like 4th grade to 7th grade, where the handoff happens to 3-2-1 contact. But 3-2-1 contact's like a later show, and it's Sesame Street adjacent.
I hadn't thought of that show in years until you just mentioned it.
I remember Julie Brown when I saw her on MTV from 3-2-1 Contact.
Wow.
And she was the host of Club MTV. I like one of the chicks from my college is one of the Club MTV dancers, and I used to kind of chill out with her and like whatever stuff. But cocaine was an amazing 80s and 90s drug, but it was on right before Yo MTV Raps, which was attributed to by mistake by Alex Kurtzman in his obsession with nightclubs. I would just like to take a moment here to say, did anyone take a moment to appreciate that during this dinner it was quiet and slow while we spoke in natural sentences without boring, stupid exposition dumps, characters walking on, stating their backstory, and a lot of show, tell. It was a lot different than we usually get. This show wasn't afraid to slow down, to have a conversation. Paul has some questions about the limits of transporter technology, and this is when he drops it on him. My secret mission here with you guys is, one, to make Trip slip on T on his way out of the mess hall, because I'm secretly scary strong. And two, I figured out a way to beam people from planet to planet, which is, I think, quite honestly, well known at this point that Gene Roddenberry had sort of been shopping an idea for there might not be a ship for next phase Star Trek TV show. Like, I think it was a cost-cutting measure, but he was convinced like we could just use a transporter to go everywhere, and that show idea basically becomes Stargate. Am I right?
Well, that's a good observation.
And to a point, it wasn't really a full-flushed idea. It was a fuck this. We're just gonna have a transporter.
It wasn't the transporter originally because they didn't want to have to do the special effects for the shuttle all the time.
No, it was even crazier and more ambitious than that. The saucer section was supposed to detach and land.
Well, wasn't there an episode of Next Generation where the warp drive was actually causing areas of space to destabilize around planets? So they were going to have to get rid of the warp drive.
Oh, Krimlon, you had to get the message in there. Yes, the Greenpeace episode of TNG. It actually was a good analogy, though. I like that episode. And we had that cool 356,000 enterprises. And we had the one with the cowardly, dishonorable Worf and cowardly, dishonorable Riker.
That wasn't that one.
That's a different one.
That was a different rip in space. We ripped space a lot.
That was a Worf episode where Worf was coming back from some Batleth tournament.
Oh, that's right.
And he kept changing enterprises.
And you know what?
If they make both season 7 quite poor planning on those episodes.
So anyway, we make sure to eat because that's something we have to do on Star Trek these days. It's just Enterprise has done this since day one. I don't know if we've ever seen this room before. It's a small dining room. They might have built this set just for the episode.
The Captain's Mess?
The Captain's Mess is a little more intimate.
It looks different because you got so many people in there. You've never had more than 3 people in there before.
And it's a Hollywood set that can pull the walls back and make it as big as they want to be. They keep it looking claustrophobic, so maybe it's 5 feet wider than it's ever been before. But you know what? They do it good enough, and they keep it claustrophobic looking. They're true to the spirit of their set. And you know what? New Trek wouldn't have this problem because it would be 6,000 feet across.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like it's any tinier than episode 1 of season 1.
This is where they tell him that this is where he finds out that Megan's Law still applies in space, and he has to get the whole crew to sign that they know he's there. No, I'm only kidding. Isn't this when he gets a little passionate about like how they're not going to need ships anymore. And Trip's
Yeah.
like, come on, man. We're always going to need our space Camaros.
So how am I going to fly
Sounds
the
no different
Colonel
than right
Green?
now with the generals in the government going, "Oh, we're just going to go with drones."
I guess that is like they hadn't thought of that one yet. They weren't that like that question was only just so posed, but it's an interesting thought. Anyway, he manages to hold it together and show that he's only just a little bit crazy. And Archer toasts him, and we're gonna drink some great space booze. And T'Pol is like a little disinterested. She wants to go back to her room and look at the USB stick of Serac.
Sounds like fun to me.
Wow, look how deep and blank this space field is. That's because we're going to a place, guys. This is one of the things that we get obsessed with late in Star Trek is that there are these special different regions of space, the Badlands, the Delphic Expanse, and I forget what this part is called, but it's someplace.
It's called the Barrens, I think.
The Barrens, yeah. All right. So this is very similar to the Void in Battlestar Galactica 1, which should really not have been starless. It doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of a cool effect.
Oh, they did a whole episode on it in Voyager, remember?
Yes. There was another region of space. There's a couple of I was talking about the episodes that kind of come together to make this one with Jur earlier, and that there's the Voyager episode that came to mind is called Detrell. Remember that one? It's in season 1. It's I think it's the last season of last episode of season 1. It's like season 1, episode 15.
Oh yeah, season 1 was a short, right?
15 episodes, I think, and so season 7. Voyager's really 6 seasons.
Wait, season
5
7
full.
was shorter?
Pretty sure it's
was there
only
a strike
15
that
episodes
year?
as well. No, for some reason the
Season
first
7 was like 22.
was it 22?
Something
How
like
could that? They had a full season and they well, it's 26 usually for Star Trek, right? But they had an almost full season and they still had to shortcut to the end. How much am I? Why am I so sure? If I watch that season of Voyager, there's still 3 episodes I could have lived without. So they go into this region of space to test some new transporter technology, and Trip is talking to Erickson about how much he admired him and like how he changed his life, when he read this book, made him want to be an engineer, really looks up to him, fascinated. And like the thing that goes through your mind by now is your transporter technology has been used by no other engineer more than Trip Tucker of the Enterprise. He knows more about your technology than anyone else. He's used it more than anyone else. He's used it more than you. He's used it under fire. And he's got no real questions for him. He just wants him to go away almost all the time. And it's just well, I guess we could sure we sure could swap some stories, couldn't we, Professor? And he's just kind of what do you mean, we, white man?
I'm a new kind of Florida man.
Yeah, let me off the hook because I'm from Florida, sir. And this is a weird view. We've never seen this kind of a weird, different view from inside the transporter. Not something you would necessarily see in other stuff. It's not something the other Star Trek shows will show you. It's kind of cool. And this episode's really well filmed. I wonder who the director was. I didn't have time to check that one. This new transporter set is really detailed, though. We did not have a transporter set this highly detailed last season, and it beats the shit out of the transporter set from Strange New Worlds. Just absolutely destroys the one in Strange New Worlds.
Mm-hmm. You know, it would have been cool if they, like when he did the little upgrade to the transporter and he's okay, you know, here I made some changes. If they would have put the TOS sound effect in there a little bit or made it closer to that, I was like, oh, that would have been cool. Just
Yeah, a
put
rare
put
miss by
hint of
the
it.
but a rare miss by our Foley team, right? Because really the special effects people throughout the history of even bad new Star Trek with the very few dollars they're throwing, those special effects people sometimes give it a little bit of a try. It's dark as fuck.
Mhm.
They're told to do things they can't do, but they try. God love them. The people who did the stagecraft overthought some of that stuff for that terrible episode with the Panamorous Klingons, which that can't go away fast enough, guys.
No.
But Sean, I know you've got a lot going on tonight. We're like, I don't know, about 20% over the way through our episode, but I know you've got some stuff going on. So why don't you talk to me about this episode and give me your thoughts since we won't have you available later?
It's pretty good. I mean, I'll just give you my
Well,
grade.
let me spoil the episode for the audience first. And oh wow, hey, it's Welshie. Welshie.
Oh, do we need the? Hold on.
Admiral Teague.
There we go.
Incoming super chat.
Well, she says some good character moments, but this is a catch your breath episode. I agree. I think it was really well placed in the season that way. That lets the consequences of the previous episodes sink in. Wow, well, she were on the same wavelength. I give it a B or at most a B plus. I wonder what our audience will give it. They love new Star Trek. Well, she thank you so much, RRTNZ. You are the best. Thank you so much for the generous $5 New Zealand super chat. Hell to you, sir. And you know what? This guy, Emery Erickson, this actor was on Walker, Texas Ranger, so we invoked you earlier, sir. But Sean, go ahead and give us your thoughts on this episode.
Pretty good episode. I enjoyed it for the most part. The guy's kind of a jerk, but I get why. And
let's spoil it for everybody really quick. What happens is he's here under he's got another agenda. He tried to do this subatomic beaming thing a few years back, and he beamed his son was part of the team, and his son insisted on being the test subject, and he never rematerialized. This region of space resonates in some weird way. Mark D with the C said it's like Brigadoon. If you go Google that, it is a little like Brigadoon this is like a subspace node and a bubble in time space where the time space resonates, and if you're there at the right time when something aligns, like this guy, his name is Quentin. He's the son of Erickson. He starts to apparate, and you can sort of see him. And his plan is to pull him out of this ether so that he can continue in this world. He can pull him out of this. He's sort of in purgatory. So we're going to try to get him out, and it's not going to work. Sorry, guys. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can hold off if you want. I mean, I got another hour.
Oh, you meant 10 your time?
Yeah.
Guys, Sean's going to be here for another 66 minutes, but he has to do the work of the Lord tomorrow. Tell them what it is you need to create tomorrow that you have to leave here and why I think it's okay.
My second job is at Pizza Hut, so it's busiest day of the year. So I
Not only that, but it's a holy day of obligation for people who make pizza.
It's all right, Sean. We all know Admiral Teague can't tell time very well, so it doesn't really matter. So
he's on what do you call it? Albertan time, which will never be American time. Well, I'm sorry, but I just object to that. Oh no, that's the Mountain Time Zone, isn't it?
Well, I thought
that's
the
metric
Albertan time.
New York education for you people.
Well, Alberta time is never time to go to work.
This one thing that they don't sell a lot of in Alberta is clocks. They got a lot of Trudeau phones up there. But you know what? We've got Alberta like cold. There's like as I'm talking to you guys, at the bottom of my computer, like there's a red light, there's a red warning flashing of like the serious cold in effect. Ma'am Dammy will ask them like 2 or 3 times very nicely if they want to survive by being taken off the streets. It's code blue, but like they no longer are like, well, they have a right to stay out there. It's like, oh, you dick. The warmth of The warmth of collectivism at work, folks. Sorry, I'm a New Yorker. We try not to be too political. But stay warm across most of America. It's going to go on for another 8 or 9 more days. Let's see how grumpy I am in a week. Fuck
we
you,
were
Sean.
80 degrees today.
Sir. Fuck you, sir. It has been freezing here. I've been trying to stay in.
You've got 8 feet of trash to seal in the warmth. I mean,
I am really pissed at him about how he handled the first 10 days, but the way things are going right now, guys, a quick aside here. What you saw with the snow frozen into the stratified, with the strata of the snow, the garbage, and more snow, that one, because they botched the initial cleanup, what they did was they only knew how to clear the roads. They couldn't get the garbage out of there. The sanitation department here is the one who cleans off the snow. So they missed a day of garbage collection because they had to give them like some kind of time off. They go out there, they try to collect the garbage. Some of it's like frozen and buried in the snow. They couldn't get it out. It was like in some neighborhoods, it had to be garbage day. So then it snows again. And in front of a normal Manhattan building, that bottom layer of like a 5 foot, 8 foot high, like pile of trash, that is only one day. So like they scraped off the top layer, and then in the middle is like last week's garbage, just like frozen there. It's so horrible. But like that's the deal. It could have been a lot worse. Like I don't know how else to describe it. I'm not trying to put a positive spin on it. I'm just contextualizing the images you saw of like the snow garbage strata in New York. The top level of garbage got scooped off, but maybe they'll catch up. But Welshie, it's like summer by him.
yeah.
It's one of those substitutions of space. We're in love with that in later Star Trek. And you know what? All right. So Sean, give us time about 10 minutes before we have to go. Remind me. So that
I will. I'll let you know.
Although who knows? With this episode, it goes so tight and it's such a good runtime. Dead Man would give it a C, huh? Dead Man? I don't know. Maybe I think higher of this episode than you, but maybe one thing I'm going to say is this episode's got performances. This chick is a good actress.
Well, the episode goes fairly quick for the writing.
The pacing is fantastic. They understand the dramatic depth of the episode. They're becoming obsessive on backfilling Star Trek lore without being disrespectful in a way that catches your attention but serves the story. They're not wrapping the stories around it, but they've got so much Star Trek, one has to ask themselves. They said that the problem with Star Wars, the Disney TV shows, was that there were Star Wars shows about Star Wars. The thing is, the Star Wars shows about Star Wars are about a few cartoons and 6 to 9 movies, right? Really 6. They never dealt with the prequels, the sequels in the TV shows. So 6 movies by better people than them. So Star Trek, on the other hand, has this rich history of like almost 700 legitimate Star Trek episodes and another 80 pretty good science fiction tales.
703, right?
Star Trek. We've got it down to like somewhere between 680 and 705 is the window of real Star Trek stories. Some of them fall below the mark, but a lot of the ones that aren't Star Trek-y are good. Oh, well, the number of stories is, like 690 stories or something? Yeah. 680 sounds right, because we have like a whole bunch of 2-parters, a whole bunch of the whole season of Enterprise has very few standalone episodes, which is one of the things I love about this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we can see, Captain Archer has a great talk with Danica. He cares about the old man, and then we're going to see something that is a little bit of foreshadowing. This is Emery Erickson's back. It's all messed up. It's kind of like got a weird deformation we've never seen before. And I guess the only way I can put it is real bad case of transporter burn. Because we're going to find out later. This is what happens if you mess around with a subatomic transporter. It will fuck up your skin this way. So we don't know what it is yet, but sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's his skin.
No, it's his back.
That might be his bone structure and everything.
Yeah, it's just, but I mean, we see his skin covering the bones of his back, is what I'm saying. It's yeah, his back and his spine and his skin are all messed up, and he gets a space age cure or a space age treatment. And the thing is, like, when they juice him up with whatever his space cure for his space disease is, when this Star Trek story needs him to be juiced up, he can kind of stumble a few feet at a time. He needs a chair. I don't know why they didn't give him a chair that was even just not it's not even really the standard for its time. The mobility scooters around at this point, segways are around at this point. I don't know why he has this chair except to make him. Germ's thought was that it made the daughter have to be more sort of chained to him, even though she didn't have to be because of technology. Probably a lot easier on set too, but it serves the story well. Germ, would you like to expand on your brilliant theory from earlier? Because I thought that was good.
It is a way to keep his daughter a little bit more in line. She's a little bit more concerned with him, so she's not questioning what he's doing. Because she already has some issues with his lying and cheating and getting people killed. The more she's worried about him, the less he has to worry about her telling people.
Well, no one's died yet, and she doesn't know he's lying, does she? Right? She's not in on it.
No, she is. She knows. She says it to him pretty much on the first scene that they're alone once they get on board.
I didn't know she was going to try to co-opt the research, the power in the ship.
Yeah,
she's
both
aware.
in a room later on, like Sean said. They're both in a room later on where she doesn't want to keep secret.
In fact, it was before the scene, right when they get on board and they go to their quarters. She's like, we have to tell him, and he says that no, Archer's a Starfleet captain. His first duty is.
I thought that was after this. I thought that was after Burroughs encounters the anomaly. I thought that's what triggers her confrontation.
They hint at it. They don't say what's going on, but we learn really quick that he's not up to much good here.
And
they do have one beforehand, but after is when they fully dump it.
Okay, yeah, they tease it beforehand, and there's a full dump later. Okay, so she is in on it, but he's convinced her he can do this harmlessly. No one else is going to get hurt. Like, there's no more test subjects going out. We're only going to try to pull someone back. What's the worst thing that could happen? And as we said, like, this part of space, once like the magical resonance of this semi-nexus like plot device area of space, which is at least confined to a weird area and is only useful for this one Star Trek story. It's not like we keep going back here to pull this off like the way they would do it with New Trek. It's like we went to his spawn. We have spawn trapped the Klingons. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we have in New Trek. And
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Good shot, Sean. Got it right as soon as it came onto the long range radar. Full spread of thank you audio there. Thanks, buddy. There are only 6 Wars movies, 5 Trek shows, 3 Jones movies, and 4 lights. Oh, the dead man, your wisdom has informed our show, and we thank you for the brilliant chat. And it's true. One of the oldest pieces of information that we have always given people is there are still only 4 lights. And that is our first ever banner, the oldest banner on Saving Star Trek that we have scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. A little bit of nostalgia for you. When they added that feature, we did this one. You know what? There will always only be one true Star Trek, the original continuity. You've got one more chance, Paramount, not to fuck it up. Go out there and do it. Do the right thing. Paramount, do it. You've got to do this, Paramount. Go out there and knock it out of the park. But thank you so much for the generous $4.99 super chat from the dead man. The dead man, did you have the red hours?
Wait, did dead man have what? Did we lose the Admiral? Or did we lose me?
No, I can hear you.
I think it's just it's Teague. I see.
He may have blown up. Yeah, he blew himself out again.
Oh no! I can see him trying to flick on the thing. Well, hi everyone. Admiral Teague has been put into the brig. He doesn't know it yet. This is a coup. It's a mutiny. So
You announced it.
Command is
Oh,
mine.
hail Starscream.
Command is mine.
And hail Starscream.
Megatron.
Megatron.
Okay, yeah. But so far it's a cool episode. We've got some subterfuge going on, but yeah, they were talking about it. We learn early on that there is something bad that he's up to, because she's like, you got to tell Archer, and he says, well, no, he's a Starfleet captain. He's not on our side. We know he's not an enemy, but he's not on our side, and he didn't want to take the chance, and she's having a hard time believing it because she grew up with him, and it looks like they had what do you guys think, that they had a previous little thing going on?
Oh,
They dated in high school.
Yeah,
So Archer was only racist toward Vulcans.
Well,
Yeah.
they're aliens. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's filthy Xenos.
Yeah. She is cute, but yeah, you could tell that. I mean, because they went right for a lip kiss. They're like, "Screw you, Kirk and Uhura." We're having they smacked on the lips right when they first said hello to each other. I'm like, oh,
Probably smacked on something. Well, then we're not going down this family-friendly show.
no, it's okay.
Who's family friendly around here?
You tap that.
Smacked on some other lips later.
Yeah, yeah. He tapped it up. Yeah, I hope the Admiral gets his thing. Maybe it froze over.
It's those frozen rats he found on the street the other day.
Oh God, yeah. That was on
Yeah.
the news too. I was looking at the news reports, and there's like, here's some trash, everyone, and here's a bunch of rats, and it looks like a possum. These things are huge. Things are huge. Ay. Let me check.
What? Yeah.
Do we have a communication from the Admiral, Germ? In our
What?
Elon chat?
Oh, I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Fresh it.
Well, looks like the Admiral has abandoned his channel.
Well, it's time to move on. What's the next portion we're going to be describing?
Well, from now on, the channel's going to be about how much we love Starfleet Academy.
Oh, that works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all representing the Teague. He's no longer Admiral. He's just the Teague.
Okay, yeah, there's no communication. I'm sure he'll be back, but yeah, I don't have the screenshots up because the Admiral has that. Oh, look at this.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Okay, we've got let me see, where is it? Radioactive with $5 super chat says here oh wait, I heard a little beep. I think we got him back. Do we have him back?
Hey,
There he
everybody.
is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We were just about to change the whole nature of your channel.
Yeah, we were voting to vote you off the island.
I was like, what the hell did I miss? Hey, everybody.
Is everything okay?
Oh, I don't know what the hell happened. It was like all of a sudden, not only could I not hear you, it was clear you weren't hearing me. And I'm looking, I was seeing no circles popping after like 2 minutes. So I was like, I'm fairly sure at this point that you figured out what's going on and they're talking. So I would see their circles popping. And at that point, I wrote you guys a private chat. I don't know if it was able to get through. So
Just says
Oh, there it is.
right. And I jumped out, and whenever this happens, it seems the hard reboot's the only way to do it. It's weird. I might have been using too many resources. I don't know. It hasn't really happened much since I increased my bandwidth, something that Jerm seemed to be right about. But in the last couple of weeks, it's creeping back in. This time, I'm far more inclined to think it's StreamYards.
It could be.
Weird.
It's possible.
You know what?
Possible your half of your freaking cable in that town is frozen over.
It's possible. It's all that prawn hub.
We are experiencing some of the worst weather in the history of my lifetime. We haven't had weather this bad since. There's only been one time it's been as bad as it is right now, and that was a few years back. It was called the Snowzilla event. It was 25 days below freezing with snow like every other day. So this hasn't been that bad, but they haven't cleaned it up.
Are you still mass downloading hentai?
Of course. Of course. Radioactive Actual says hetero relationship in Enterprise. Oh my God, so controversial. Well, I don't know if Sean was able to do it or not, but I certainly think that we need to.
Dare you?
Sir, that was controversial.
I was right in the middle of reading that when you popped back in. So
I wasn't gone that long. I don't think this time. I figured
but you did get
the reboot.
You did get another one that came in here. Oh, wait.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Like we said, you were gone long enough for us to vote you off the island.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the dead man. T got called to the Celestial Temple. Yeah, you know what? I was inside the wormhole. I spoke to Cisco. He hated the episode. He fucking hated it. He said to thank Sarofton for damage control. That was not a good episode of Star Trek. That was like, it was not a contributor to Deep Space Nine. That was a damage controlled thing that was going to happen no matter what. And here's the thing: Tawny Newsom is friends with Sirach Lofton, so I don't know. Like, I don't care for her acting, but maybe she's an okay person. Alex Kurtzman just threw her a fortune. He just has an amiable relationship with her at cons, I suppose. You know what I mean? So the thing is, over the course of a year, he's been working with her to get this script to be not as awful as it could be. So I guess like he's going to let her think that they're pals and whatever it might be. Because I don't know that this is Sirach's thing. What we found out is he's not as financially challenged as if he loses the goodwill of Star Trek fans, he will be. And he had the skill and dedication to save this tribute's happening no matter what. So I think we owe it to one. We give it up to Sirach Lofton for damage control, keeping it from being worse.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll just as a quick side rant, I am so sick to death of seeing every positive comment about that episode mention, oh, it's a great love letter to DS9. They're all using that gosh damn term. Oh, it's a
nothing
love
but member
letter.
berries. That's all it is.
Yeah, and barely that. It was no love letter to DS9. I'm like, you want a love letter to DS9? Watch What We Left Behind. That's a love letter. Have you guys seen that?
That's the cast movie where they talk about their experiences.
Yeah, and then they write a hypothetical season 8.
That's the only bad part about that.
I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I don't take it as canon, but it was cool to see them in the writers' room talking about it and coming up with the ideas.
They had a right to speculate on their characters. It's a value, yeah.
Yeah,
it was cool. It was cool to see how Ronald D. Moore and them do their craft.
Yeah, but it does show the benefit of having a studio exec over the writers' heads to control some of the bad ideas.
For sure. But it was still cool. I liked watching, even if some of the ideas were a little silly, but like they're bouncing stuff around and there was no woke stuff in it. They were thinking about the characters and thinking about the stories and trying to make it make sense. And all of the ideas they presented served the story that they were thinking of.
I love the part where we said there was no woke stuff. I'm imagining like, how can we get Jolene as close to naked as possible? Hey, well,
the problem is when you got producers and studio execs that are just as crazy as the writers, it doesn't help. Look who's number 2 for Disney right now.
Well, it's not. I would say crazier, but this is not a Weinstein production. So yeah, you know what? we have a very bitter man. He's angry about what happened to his son in this experiment. There's a weird anomaly going on down in engineering. Something weird is going on. And Burroughs, this is Burroughs. He doesn't look like a Burroughs to me, but that's Burroughs, guys. Say his name. He's going to join the long list of red shirts and Makos who don't make it.
He looks like a Wang.
Yeah.
I think I should let you guys see the anomaly.
I think that's Harry Kim's ancestor.
Harry Wang.
I'm going to take down your chats. You see this weird anomaly behind him? It's actually, I wouldn't call it a low effort, but it's an early and not as difficult computer effect, simply the photographic distortion. Yeah. Shows up first in like a Rolling Stones video. By the way, this is the same level of effect they used for the transporter and the holograms appearing now in New Trek. So, count yourself lucky. This is at least more sustained and artful. And what happens is this guy is once again apparating. Sean, tactical?
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Nice shot, Carter.
It looks like the same effect. I was going to say, it looks like the same effect for the Invisible Man from like the 1980s or something like that.
Yeah.
It's on par with something like that, but you're right. Hold on.
We are the team. Lower your shields. You will be assimilated. Your culture will adapt to appreciate real Star Trek. Persistence is inimitable. Persistence is inimitable? Numerable? RRTNZ, help me out. Are you writing that? Is it
immutable?
Okay. You know what?
I don't know the word, but it feels like that's shorthand.
You know what? Send it to me on X, Welshie. I'm going to keep my eye out for what you tell me if you can't say it here.
What else here?
I did greet Cal. I thought I greeted Kal-El. Was I maybe muted? Hello, Kal-El. It's good to see you, my friend.
Maybe you were.
You know what? Doubling up on the greetings is no big deal. It beats me missing one, and gosh knows every once in a while we miss it. And you know what? Like, I've noticed this from hanging out with my Brit friends. My Brit friends, when they live stream, they do not interact with the chat until like a certain designated moment. Then they do it for a couple minutes, and then they're right back to doing their thing. It's like pop culture breakdown almost. And usually it's only at the end of the show, and they don't do shout outs to your own show much. So totally different sort of approach to doing a show than American live streamers who interact more. And they're more video essay oriented, which is maybe why we can't get video essays going here. But there is a good video essay. Well, a video, what we would call my Tiki on Pulse video, where I go out there in my Adidas jacket and tell it like it is. But I made what I thought was a pretty fun video, and it's pretty brief, about Strange New Worlds, the series. So about Starfleet Academy, the series. So check that one out if you have a chance. But thank you, RRTNZ. Persistence is inimitable.
Nimbable. It's apparently a brand name of a drug.
I think he was sneezing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Ozempic is futile. Actually, Ozempic seems to work.
I think that's what he was trying to say, but then he sneezed and then hit enter.
Memoirs of the Invisible Man with Chevy Chase. Now it's memoir. Now it's like ongoing futility of the invisible career with Chevy Chase.
Still better than any of the actors that are out right now, but okay.
Hey, yeah, better invisible for him right now than people remember what of a jackass he was.
He has been being such a dick. He has blown the second and third chance of fame. But there's like
the jackass since the 80s.
Yeah, he really has been. And it kind of like hits our buddy Burroughs here. He's going to investigate a little bit, but it's not going to go very well for our pal Burroughs.
He did. When I was in the theater, I was screaming at the screen, like, "Get out of there, man!
Get out!" It was like aliens. I wanted to see if we can find that great sci-fi effect. His face is all melted up, and I'm going to have to nurse it forward little by little. Here's where they find him. This is some great sci-fi makeup. He looks horrible, and it's very much like the effect of the Delta radiation on Trip when he's in the mirror universe and they have the poor shielding. And it's also very much like the back on Erickson, isn't it? I think it's really good, consistent storytelling through the makeup. Something we didn't get in Strange New at Starfleet Academy, where we had to put the woman's hair in front of her face because her Kardashian makeup started falling off halfway through filming.
Well, this is just a good reason. This is a good reason not to use Ozempic.
I think it's not so much Ozempic as that cheek scoop surgery that people seem to get when they get it and then shave off their eyebrows that makes people look at. Jano Ortega, if those pictures are real, what are you thinking? But Archer loses a guy here, and this is my one small problem with this episode. He's not overly upset or concerned about his crewman who died, and that's just not Archer.
Yeah, he gets a little too I'm going to defend him mode, and he gets a little obsessive about, like, he yells at Trip at one point. I didn't care for Archer so
Good
much.
decision. Now get back to work.
Yeah.
He should have explained himself a lot better to Trip.
He's angry as piss at Trip. For someone who's been nothing but loyal, Trip is nothing but loyal to Archer. And Sig Valdeson, welcome to the show. It's good to see you, Sig.
Yeah, I have a question to ask you guys at the end of this about this. So I'll put a pin in it.
He could escape the containment field, but hoping not. All right, so Erickson here gets confronted by it, and he only feels just so bad. I mean, he's not a Bond villain about it. He doesn't mustache twirl. He's not a dick. He understands what he's done, but Erickson only feels just so bad. And this is when Erickson, like, he wasn't a charming character, but he's really losing me now. Anyone?
Yeah.
His cell phone sucks.
That's the price of science. Yeah.
Even Trip tells him later, he's like, I'd do anything to get my sister back except put other people in danger.
And he just made the opposite decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he feels bad at some level. It's just that he'll kill all of you to save his son.
And what's cool is we know that Trip is telling the truth when he says he would never endanger anyone to save his sister, because were Daniels to show up, no one thinks for 1 minute he would change the past if he thought that, like, it would have a terrible effect or hurt anyone else. He's been pretty consistent in his morality. He's a good character. Trip has been one of the best characters throughout this show.
Oh, look how honorable he was with T'Pol getting married. I mean, he showed up to her wedding. He goes,
totally cool.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, like.
Because I miss you, babe, but I ain't going to miss a thing. I like in the movie The Sweetest Thing where she gets lockjaw and they have to sing that song to turn him off enough to free him from our jaws because the fire department can't do it.
I forgot about that.
That was a good movie. I'm sorry. It was fucking funny. Selma Blair is hot. It was Christina Applegate's movie, wasn't it?
I think so.
Both of them are having health problems now. Was there like something on that set? Was it in a bad building?
No, one was breast cancer, wasn't it? Christina Applegate.
No, she has MS now. I heard. Yeah, that's what it is.
Or Parkinson's or something.
One or the other. But I mean, it is a history in her family. Her grandfather had Irumonic syndrome, and so will her great grandchildren. Yeah. Although they'll live much longer, fuller lives. We love Christina Applegate. No shade. We hope she's okay. She's unretiring, by the way. We're going to get a night with the Bundys. Did you hear about this, guys?
Yes.
They never got their final episode. I don't think I don't know. It would be great if some of it was a dramatic skit where they continued and had like a Bundy family reunion where we could see them and have bring back their humor for a few minutes and then have the sit down where they talk about how great it is, because they had their true Hollywood story, but they weren't all. I don't think we've seen them all together on anybody's couch, or if we have, it was someone we don't like anymore. Let's hope it doesn't include going on The View. They're a Fox show, so maybe they won't. But this is where Archer is also starting to get a little pissed off at Erickson. And this is the more intense conversation with Danica, where she's like, a man has died. And it's like, I didn't think it was going to happen, but you know what? I'm just so hubristic. I'm not going to let go of this shit. And we have another great shot of our ship. It looks beautiful. Erickson finally, he's got. So I just want to point out, although he has a manual wheelchair, that might make sense in space. God knows, maybe it needs to be like aligned with the hull plating. There's a bunch of really easy in-world reasons, and this is still like 150 years before Captain Pike gets his chair. Okay, it's only on par with its time, and maybe you could do better, but look what he's got in his lap. And I'm not talking about his, main offender. I'm talking about he's got a pad. This is more technology than the students have at Starfleet Academy 900 years from now. More tech in this picture than in all of Starfleet Academy. But what do I mean by that? Lights. We can see a turbo lift at the end of the hallway there for people to get around. You know what? We can see, a panel with some instruments on it and his pad. So more tech here than in all of the show Starfleet Academy. Anyone want to remark on how incredible that is?
Yeah, and they made it through without making any dick jokes.
Yeah, no profundity whatsoever. And Trip is still kind of into Erickson here, even though Erickson, he's accepted him as a curt but brisk older man. This is the reverse of Geordi and Scotty. This guy keeps being, yeah, this guy is a brisk jackass, and Geordi is, the one who is trying to brush off Scotty, and it's sort of reversed here. Trip is like taken with Erickson, like it's his hero, and he knows Zephyr and Cockrum. Zephyr and Cockrum taught him the value of heavy drinking, and here's Pride Weather here. We're going to get Pride Weather's best acting episode. He plays a soulless, disembodied creature that's not used to being in human form and has difficulty expressing itself as a human. And it was a role tailor-made for Pride Weather as an Organian next week in another cool standalone that I think you guys are going to love next week's episode too. But we have we have a little bit of a conversation back and forth here. And Trip is still kind of putting up, with he's still very enthusiastic about Erickson. He's like, I can't wait to be here with you. When the data comes in, he's like, nah, I kind of like to watch the computer by myself. And he's like, I certainly understand, sir. Why don't I get you some coffee and a sandwich? I'm sure that you must be eager to, wait it out. I understand. Make the time between data dumps go a little faster, I remember the time I tried to download Terry Hatcher wrapped in Superman's cape on my AOL, sir. I remember when the first top of the slightly tiny little bit of her nipple that we got to see under the cape came through, sir. Or that first dirty picture when the top of the nipple came through, sir. It's that same feeling. I know exactly how you feel, sir. You're waiting for your AOL to finish downloading, sir, and you've got your monitor turned off, hoping your wife doesn't say, I understand, sir. Sir, what can I do for you now, sir? Sir, is there anything I can do? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Leave me alone. Night of 1,000 Bundys. We got some Bundy jokes going on in there. Go with it, guys. And hello, David Jones. Kimberly, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. And to Paul and Hoshi and A. You know what? They are an A in this episode. I think both of them give good performances. And they're not in it enough. But this one's a personal episode for Archer and for Trip. And the conversation in the transporter room leaves with Trip being a little disappointed. And it's one of those never meet your heroes thing. It's like he went to the Van Halen concert and Eddie Van Halen hit on his girlfriend. He wants to put his hands all over the Enterprise's ample nacelles, and Trip doesn't like it. And I don't know if the truth has come out yet, but we've got an Event Horizon vibe going on, and this is the second appearance of the apparition. This is where it's going to get a little bit messy, and it's going to hit beautiful to Paul. Thankfully, it only makes her hand into the withered hand of a 10,000-year-old crone. And guys, do me a favor. We have a little bit of an ask for you. If you could share the shows live on X, it'll wake up the notifications. And also, if you could help us get to 30 likes, it'll be awesome. And watch with the browser tab for a little while open, like really helps out, especially if you're coming through later and doing other stuff. It just really helps our analytic, and we super appreciate it. 5-6 minutes, help us out. It really helps. We do appreciate it. And turn on your notifications if you haven't. It's a good way to stay in touch. This watch party opportunity was pinned to the chat in the show at just about an hour before the watch party went live, giving people just about enough time to get there if you needed a chance to watch it. Because as you know, there's some people out there, the copyrighted material over, you know what they say.
Admiral Teague, please stop using copyrighted material.
So we have an encounter. I think we've retasked the decon chamber, or they're in the decon chamber. Paul's got our Vulcan tricorder out, and this is about the best look we ever get at the interface. So let's embiggen that and not waste this opportunity. It really does look like a space birth control pill holder, doesn't it?
You're kind of popping away from the mic or something.
It really does look. Am I better now?
Yeah.
It really does kind of look like a space birth control pill holder, even when she has it opened up like this. It's like, it's time for me to take the sugar pill, Captain. I need to stay in rhythm.
What is it? They don't have a 7-year cycle, do they?
She has to. She's taking it to push the pond far back another 7 years. We haven't seen her pond far, and this is season 4. There's a 50-50 chance it could happen any time now.
Well, do the women go through it?
I believe they have a heightened moment too, but I think the deal is you can do it anytime, but there is pond far time too.
Okay.
I think she has her. I do believe we see at some point a Vulcan female in legitimate Star Trek have her pond far-ish moment.
The closest we get is Lana getting infected in that Voyager episode.
And she's a Klingon.
Yeah. They refer to females having a pond far, but we never see it.
Okay, so it is canonical, though.
I thought
that's where we got
it. Yeah.
And that's the one where B'Elanna, before she gets with Tom Locarno, Paris, and the one where she's getting all like hyped up on her Klingon, like blood is boiling. And I'd point out, she's also half Latino, so it could be that, like Hispanic, like the Admiral, but
that's really where the violent side comes from. It's not the Klingon side.
Yeah, doesn't she bite Tom Pierce in the face?
That's why she's like,
why'd you hit me, B'Elanna? I fucking wanted to.
Yeah, B'Elanna, she bites him in the face, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she slashes him across the chest and tears his shirt open, and while he's looking down, she bites his face, if I remember right. She's nuts. She goes completely feral and jumps off into the transporter and goes down to the planet, running around with like a spear or something like that, going all like Solo Lord of the Flies. That was a while ago since I've seen that episode, but it was a good one. Here she is checking out the readings, and they're like, let us use the thermal regenerator on your hands. You've got like man hands. You look like Kelly Osbourne. So they're trying to fix that because God only knows. And they let this thing apparate for a moment, and you can see his face, and Archer's like, it's Quentin. And did I mention these people call Archer John? Did we talk about that? Was that what was going on when I got booted? Yeah, these people call Archer John, and Danica even may have called him Johnny. I didn't turn on the subtitles because this is what happens. She goes, we should talk to John. And it's either John he or Johnny, because she goes, we should talk to John. He's captain of this ship. So I can't tell. I just really can't tell.
Well, the good thing about this Trek back then, you didn't need subtitles to understand what they were saying.
It was actually words that sounded the same, and Johnny's and John He's are very, very close, and you could get it wrong with anybody. Not like Admiral Slackjaw over there on fucking Star Trek Academy. But it's at this point that they've sort of decoded that there's a hidden agenda going on here for Erickson, and he's going to get confronted. And he's going to get a little talking to about what he's pulled off here. And people are more than just a little bit upset at his co-opting the ship. And he's like, why did you do it? And he's like, this was the only thing that had as much power, not to mention it's mobile. And this part of space has this is where he unfolds the fact that this is much like the Badlands and the Delphic Expanse. It has its own little special area of space. That's why you can't see the stars. It's a time-space bubble. It's a nodule, and in regular intervals, he'll appear here. And this was when the illusion to Brigadoon, that's why the illusion of Brigadoon was made by Mark D with a C. And next week, we'll have a little more on this episode, where we'll probably talk about 2 different episodes, because I know that JT, it's a favorite for him. So I really just want to give him a lot of time to talk about it. When he does not like New Trek, I think he's earned the right to talk about how much he loves regular Star Trek. So we're gonna give him a few minutes next week. So
for this episode,
yeah, we're gonna give him a few minutes for next week. He's more than earned it. It was great service, especially in the New Trek streams.
I going back to, like this area of space, I like that the little nerdy explanation they gave it. He goes, it's a subspace node or something. He goes, that's why there's no stars here. I like that they at least said why, because every other time we say, oh, there's this empty area, Captain, but they never take the time to explain it. But he actually gave a kind of cool reason.
He throws down. Early on in the episode, it gets thrown down that we're going to a weird place where things are different, but that's it. And then this guy beams up. Then we just see them flying through a starless area of space. And that begs the conversation later where this guy kind of fills in the blanks. And even though someone's been killed, by the way, at this point, I confine him the quarters and the experiment and go back to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not Archer. I don't have a personal connection to this guy. But this is where Archer starts to get real out of character. Yelling at this guy, that was fine. Letting him go back to mess with the ship more? No. I don't trust him. He's shown that he has a hidden agenda. And as Archer says in his quarters, he's like, I'm not lying. There's nothing I can do. And he's like, you've only lied to me on this mission. And that's when he talks about how it's like, why would you do it? And he's like, transporter was a major revelation. I delivered that. And I'm still a relatively young man. My peers mocking me. And it's shades of a guy that we know before. It's Richard Daystrom. I am great. You are great. Anybody want to talk about how we got that going on here?
It's a little bit, but then he fesses up to it and goes, no, this isn't going anywhere. He admits it. He goes, I just used it to get here. I think
he's far more sane.
Yeah. That speech about, I'm, I've hit the pinnacle and I think he was bullshitting.
Oh, I think what happened is he had to come to terms with that 15 years before where the human cost hits home because he's far more grounded than Daystrom. If Daystrom has a wife and family, we don't know. Daystrom shows up alone, obsessed with this machine. It's impossible for you to imagine Daystrom having a family. This guy at some point had a life. This guy had friends. I don't even think that Daystrom had friends. Like at least some of his peers, like I know it's not a transporter tech peer, but one of his peers was his friend, Henry Archer.
Mm-hmm,
we drink a toast to Henry Archer early in this episode.
He must have been some of his good guy at some point. That's why I think that he's just turned into a jerk. I don't think he was always a jerk.
He's had as much time as Khan to ruminate on his failure, 15 years or 17 years, something like that. And he says, why did you do it? And he goes, relatively young man. It seemed like my biggest success was behind me.
Oh, that's
I
why
wanted
he
to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's explaining the initial experiment, not why he's there.
Yes, not why he's there now.
Okay.
The initial experiment was not the. Here's the thing: his initial experiment is not proven to be insane yet. His experiment is this, guys: we're not going to need starships, and we're going to beam from planet to planet. So that's not been debunked yet. And he's going to try to do interplanetary transporting. It's not going to work, but he thinks that they can overcome ships. He's friends with Henry Archer. He's a good guy. He's normal. He's a good father. His kids love him. But his son is like his co-inventor on this one, which is kind of even a little bit nice if it had worked out. But his son wants to go through first. The father was the first man to maybe be transported. You have to figure, or he's like Thomas Edison. He's risk averse. Like, yeah, no problem. I don't have to go through first. But we can see he went through early, and that's why he's in the chair. He's got like what we can only call transporter burns up his back, and it seems to be that maybe they're unique to the sub-quantum transporter. But it's not going to work. It's something that they steal for Into Darkness, but it's not going to work. And it's at this point that him and Archer sort of come to loggerheads. But yeah, here's the thing. His big failure and the human toll of it that Richard Daystrom is confronted with in the episode that we see, he had that 15 years before we start.
But Daystrom was hard-coded. I mean, look at the values that the M5 has. It's against the values of man and God. So Daystrom just had a momentary where he snapped.
I think what happens is Daystrom is younger, ungrounded, no family when he faces the criticism of the peers, right? Yeah. So he takes it a lot harder. And
Daystrom didn't think that he had peers. He's like, I'm better than all these fuckers.
Absolutely.
The difference is this guy snapped 15 years ago.
My back. Yeah, he's older than Daystrom ever got when we saw him, at least, right? Although Daystrom is in a lot of other movies. But Daystrom, and by the way, our pal here, Emery Erickson, is in Brother from Another Planet. Seminal sci-fi movie. Seminal sci-fi movie. One of my favorite.
Daystrom was in Amazon Women on the Moon. It was one of my favorite movies.
That's great. Daystrom
He's a video pirate. Video pirates. So they open a chest and there's all the VHS tapes in there and they put it in. He goes, and the FBI warning comes on the screen and his line is, "Ooh, I'm scared."
Admiral Teague, please stop using copyrighted material.
What happened?
Unable to comply.
No, we were talking about sharing copyrighted material.
Oh, duh.
Sir, we have to send for Albert Einstein. Sir, he's very busy. Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
And oh God, yeah. At this point, what do you call it? Trip is finally reaching a little bit of a limit with Erickson. I guess he was friends with Burroughs. He's like, Burroughs owed me money when you killed him, sir. Motherfucker. And it's getting a little tense between Erickson and Trip now. Trip sort of was like a puppy dog about it. And he says to him, you don't approve of what I did. And my lack of, scruples has really turned you off, huh? And he's like me better when I was a puppy dog who thought you were a great man. He's like, yeah. And Trip looks at him and he goes, it's an honest answer.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great human moment where they're like, all right, he's not a Bond villain. He's not a Bond. You're like, he's kind of okay. I mean, it's the episode's fault, not the actor. And it's the writer's fault to a degree that he doesn't get castigated right away. We have to let Archer be a bit out of character. It's not massive, but he's doing it for an old family friend. He had to be someone that Archer was close with for him to let him get one of his men killed and still do it. But Archer now believes that the price has been paid. And since we're out here, we should try our best to save his friend Quentin. And, here's Porthos for the first time in a few episodes. Is this a real Porthos this time? Is it moving?
No, I think it's a female.
They're all female.
Yeah, after season one, the first one was
Yeah, the pilot episode is male, and then
people complained.
Some uptight ladies complained that they saw an intact male dog.
Which, and then he has to stay male, but he's a masculine. He's like it's a female, clearly a female dog, and I'm like, what's going on with Porthos? It's like Porthos's pronouns, the coming saving Star Trek song parody. That's a good one. Porthos's pronouns. He starts out male. I see that Porthos is a male dog. Do you like movies about gladiators? At any rate, we're about 60% of the way through our episode. He talks to Porthos, his old girlfriend, that it's implied old girlfriend. It's like, Dad's changed. It's a little too messed up. And the appeal that Erickson has made is, my son is stuck between living and dying. Can we at least get it to one or the other? Can we save him from this terrible fate, like partially of my own making? Can we save him from this? And Archer's like, it's the only way to save Archer in this one is to say that the price has been paid. Do we compromise Archer too much to justify this? Or does the old family friend angle bail him out just enough that the fact that we don't give a fuck about his guy and we don't talk about him much again doesn't mean anything? We don't even have a line where Trip was like, I got to write a letter to a family. We had a whole thing about writing letters to families. I mean, yes, this is in the name of science and in the name of a rescue, but you were lied to. The guy got killed under false pretenses. He didn't know he was part of a greater effort for science or to save anybody. He doesn't get that reward.
They could have given Archer maybe one or two lines about, let's not make his death in vain, but it's good enough overall.
Well, I'll give my thoughts at the end. I've got some thing that would have made this better, I think.
You know what, Sean? With the tangential nature of this episode and the fact that we spoiled the ending, what happens is we're going to attempt to get Quentin back, and it's just not going to work out. And we're going to get a few moments, at least, with father and son. Something, you know what? He gets more than I get with my dad. So I feel like Erickson came out on top on this one. He got to say, I love you, I'm sorry. I'd do anything to say that one more time. So it's a valid, that's valid sci-fi, fulfilling human wishes and dreams and kind of a high concept in some ways. So I'm just going to throw it to you, Sean. I'm going to mute and let you give all your thoughts on this episode as well as a grade and go on as long as you want. You have the con, sir.
Or are we done with the episode?
No, but I know that now we're getting close to 10 p.m. in Texas, so I want to give you your 12 minutes.
Let me wait, because let's wait till the end. I'm good. Let's continue.
Are you saying you're staying till the end of the episode?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're pretty close, and see, we've been making rapid progress. We're at 65%. We're going to keep going. So Paul and Trip have a talk that has a lot more to do with the Vulcan arc that we're going to go back to. But basically, he's being a total Chad about the fact that they can't be together anymore. And this to Paul, Tucker, back and forth, shows up about 3 times in this episode. And I think it's a little better every time. They're getting better at writing guys talking to girls. But the thing is, you have to laugh. Like the Star Trek writers, you got to figure. We've said this a few times in jest. They never had a great car, a lot of money, in any way to pick up chicks because they were Star Trek writers. They were nerds in high school. They were good at school. These guys not a lot of chicks getting with the mathletes unless you have an outlier, super hot mathlete like Jolene in your school. You know what I mean? There are beautiful quantum physics chicks. I'm just saying, maybe there's better looking people on the sports teams, but whatever. The intellectual payoff here. The thing is that every Star Trek writer has been a nerd who's had this conversation where they've been friend zoned, and so this is written a lot more organically and a lot more admirably, where I got to say Trip Tucker is an absolute Chad in the way the relationship kind of is. She's putting it into a holding pattern. She doesn't know what the hell to do, and she's still slightly married and slightly freaked out from what's going on. I forget if the husband's giving her freedom yet, but
yeah, he has. He gave it at the end of the trilogy we just finished.
He managed to read that one footnote in the Kashara that was like, if you're imagining working out, let it go quick, bro. And he's like, wow, I skipped to the end and I should just let you go because it's going to take them 20 years to decode it. But I think he got it from there, or he did it in the spirit of whatever logic. But she's just like hardcore becoming like a very devout, like they're not even Sirenites anymore. It's mainstreamed on Vulcan. And earlier in the episode, the doctor cured her of Benet syndrome. She doesn't have that problem anymore. It was like she did the same. The doctor did the same thing for her. Let's go back to a joke contemporary with the show. Halle Berry and Jolene Blaylock got something in common, Sean and guys.
What?
One was cured by a doctor, one was cured by a lawyer, but both got rid of Benet syndrome. With to Paul, she's getting rid of Benet syndrome from the bad mind meld. For Halle Berry, she got rid of musician Eric Benet, who was sort of just not anywhere near as rich as her. But from what I understand, he's actually successful. I did not know that one. But at any rate, she's got a whole new perspective. She doesn't have a dirty mind. She had Benet syndrome, which basically means she had a Vulcan dirty mind. She got rid of her dirty mind. And Trip is a total chat about this. And then we have our next moment with Archer and this guy and Erickson, where we're going to try the experiment again. Go ahead.
Going back to that where she gets rid of the Benet syndrome, and then she says, a lot of people are coming forward on Vulcan and stuff. At this moment, like, remember before we were talking about, like, would the Vulcans really change that fast? Like we were, is that realistic? And they kind of make it believable with this scene. And
they're so logical. The Benet syndrome with the nightmares, like we got to assume that like every couple of weeks, something like we see, and how horrible, it's probably even more horrible to live it, but something like we see in Fusion happens to her. She has to listen to that bad jazz fusion. She starts to go slightly insane. She has weird, horrible thoughts in her head, and that intrusive, like echo, as she tells Archer, you might have an echo from the bad mind meld. I know a little bit about that, right? Maybe she's got like this guy's because that guy wasn't exactly a Sirenite. He was just a melder, and he was a dick. So like mind melding with him may have been unpleasant, and she may have really hated the experience, and she may have had echoes of his like unprincipled mind in there. And so, she is glad to be rid of the Benet syndrome. And you imagine that, like, there was a lot of people on Vulcan who was like, if it got out that they thought that through melding you could get rid of the Benet syndrome, and Tapau's telling everybody this stuff.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Oh, hey, JT Kirk with a $20 super chat. Thank you, sir, for immediately joining the Q Continuum. On Thursday night, the Star Trek fans were defending Star Trek against 3 Kurtzman legions. Kurtzman fans' corpses lie naked in the sun. Oh, I think we could do something for that. Hold on, here we go. Damn it, it's over there. 112. Damn it, I can smell a battlefield. Wolf 359. It was here. It was here. The Federation ships were surrounded by 3 Romulan legions. On Thursday night, the Star Trek fans were defending Star Trek against 3 Kurtzman legions. The Kurtzman fans lay naked in the sun, and the real Star Trek fans stripped them of their scabbards and their swords. You know what? We had a great victory, and JT was one of the best parts of it. His point-by-point takedown of that episode. I think that he's probably the only that might be the most happiness he's ever had in the existence of New Trek, because he couldn't make it go away, but that had to be cathartic. You entertain people like you wouldn't believe, my friend. And you know what? It's a generous super chat. Like, turn on my camera right now and say thank you. From my quarters here on the hollow deck of my ship. As you can see, my quarters are much more sparse than Pike's. And I keep redesigning my apartment more and more like Kirk's. I'm looking for that exact weird pattern for his mattress. As soon as I can find that, I'll get it. But thanks to the Deuce, my friend. You're the man. I am so sorry that you aren't here to talk about this episode that we know you love. We're going to make sure that you have a full say on this next week. Or if you want, come on Tuesday night and we'll do the whole show where you could just talk about your reaction to this one and other Star Trek stuff. And we could just get it off your chest, because I know that Thursday is Strange New Worlds. We don't like to cross the stream, and like to do that next before we move on to Enterprise. You know what? Any day this week that you're free, I'll make the time and we'll talk about this one. And maybe we'll make another upload and we can get some people's attention with that one. And maybe we'll go live. Who knows? But thank you so much for the super chat. And I think we need to hear the actual version of it. But Sean, you know what? Just so you know, this is our patent opportunity. We have two patent opportunity boards. One of them covers the screen. It's this one. We're not actually frozen. No one's gone, but this is just patent covering the screen. And this one's for you, JT. Here we go.
The Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
JT Kirk, thank you so much for the generous super chat. And let me just take down Patton. We also have this one for when the video gets too out of control and we can't stop it. You'll cover it up enough to keep us from going to jail or YouTube jail. And my favorite, of course, Section 31. JT Kirk, thank you, sir. 80 United States quarters, or 20 Greenlandian greenbacks. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and we can't wait to have you on during the week. The Admiral named me J.T. Kirkus Maximus Aurelius, commander of the armies of the Andorian North. Is that a Rings of Power joke? Because it's by the people from Star Trek Discovery. Because she's like, they never call her like Lady Galadriel.
You don't understand that joke?
Galadriel. I thought it had to do with. I know part of it is from Gladiator, but is he mixing it with Rings of Power?
No.
Go ahead, explain it to me. Those are the best kind of jokes. The ones.
No, that is just pure Gladiator.
Okay. Oh, let me get rid of. I didn't mean to get rid of the comment. I meant to get rid of Section 31. We've looked at that for long enough. Sorry, folks. Kurtzman. What can I tell you? He mocks me. Here, well, let's watch this.
We will win. We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
There you go, my man. There you go. And as you can see, I wore standard uniforms at tonight's show.
Oh,
I'm a real Martin. Yeah, this is my favorite Star Trek cosplay T-shirt. Actually, I mean, like the wraparound tunic is really cool, but like I'm so OCD about it, I have to have it fixed by like the tailor to get the Starfleet logo to go in the right place and fix the Velcro and put a little more on there. But I love that one. But this one's my favorite. Like I can knock around in it. And the short sleeve version, I'm thinking like I need to like tear it like right there so I can wear it on stream one night. When we hit 10,000 subs, I'm gonna wear like a torn Starfleet T-shirt for the whole show. And like take a ketchup packet and put a little blood in the corner of my mouth. What do you think?
Oh no!
Like you just got in a fight with Finnegan,
or someone significantly tougher, like or Finnegan, or Finnegan.
Mike Tyson.
Space Mike Tyson would be someone more. Anyone would be better to get beat up by than Finnegan. And by the way, 35 against 21, like 21's losing, man. Kirk is like prime physical condition, and he is been in a few. He's kicked the shit out of a few people, including fought a couple of Klingons. He's gonna fuck up Finnegan.
Oh, and he did. He kicks his ass.
He kicked the shit out of him. But like Finnegan, I guess he had the youth's, industry, like whatever. He's like, Jimmy boy, I'm only 20 years old. That actor was great. I wish, did someone make a Captain Finnegan book? I think they did.
Really?
Yeah, and but it's
in a couple.
And there's also a new Trek novel where Captain Finnegan gets fired for sucking the cream out of the center of the Boston cream donuts and filling it with another white substance and me tooing all the matriarchy of the new Trek Academy.
So he's a L.A. Los Angeles unified teacher.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Did he go to?
God.
What's that?
You're not supposed to.
Was he involved in any islands?
Oh,
no. Steinep's Pleasure Planet does not. Well, I mean, actually, the planet that they go to is Steinep's Pleasure Planet, and I'd just like to know, did that planet just get eaten by the Doomsday Machine? That's the only way to write it off. It's like, how come we never go to the all-powerful planet that can crank out fully functional replicants in seconds? Well, why don't we ever get an army of them when we fight the Cardassians? Go to the planet and just think about having 5,000 super loyal soldiers.
Yeah.
Ethics.
We can never go back to that point. Yeah, we're gonna beat the Dominion fair and square, sirs. We've lost a trillion. What did we lose? 1 trillion people in the Dominion War? I think it was 1 trillion. Germ fought
until
the
they genetically bombed them, basically.
I don't think they ever give
Agent Orange
firm number on that.
But it's trillions, right? It's not billions.
At least hundreds of billions.
Oof. And then they say Cisco saved billions in that episode of New Trek we watched, which was, they say it was a love letter to Deep Space Nine. If I get a love letter like that, order protection time. I'm getting a lawyer. If I'm married to the person who sends me a love letter that fucked up and obsessive and shows that level of neural divergent out of nowhere, you know what? I'm going to assume TBI, and if they won't get treated, I'm going to divorce that person. If I got that love letter, just saying.
It's too much kink for even me.
It is too weird. We won't win. They won't. Don't worry. He may not have been saying it, but he will be living it soon enough. I can't see him winning until they get him out of power. On behalf of the people in New York, I apologize to the entire country for the breakdown of our political system under just inept people from New York. But hey, Sean, tactical.
Oh,
full spread.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Of all the streams about Star Trek, I've met with another poly sick little more gay than Jaden and Chahokea glitter vomit. Oh,
Jaden Pinkett Smith?
I've never met another polycycle more gay than Jaden and Cahokia glitter vomit. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on with that. We might have to clip that video too. JT, I don't know if you can see our media, but here, this one, I was thinking of you when I made this.
This is a personal massager.
We couldn't see that with the super chat up. Let me one more time for the old guys. We have talked about this. This is the only memorable line in all of New Trek, and it's because it was so cringe. But I gotta give it to the actress. Her delivery in the most cringe line of all time. This is, am I wrong? Is this the only memorable Kurtzman track moment ever?
This is a personal massager.
She actually does a good job there. That poor actress with that dialogue. She really does a good job. We know she had one take.
They have one take in everything in new track.
Including the script. It's like, there's no whiteout, just leave it. Actually, whiteout is a funny choice of words for what they do to characters there. So in the cargo bay, the apparition shows up again. I thought this was a good choice to CGI. It's perfect for the story. It's a long way from the dove. It's not modern CGI, but we can see it. It's clear what it is. It doesn't detract from the story, and it's cool enough. It's perfect for what it is. I thought that this was like, for the story, this CGI is a 10 out of 10. I got no fucking problem with it. It's better than any CGI we see in New Trek because it gets the point across, isn't insulting, and it's not overly ambitious, and it was scaled to what it was supposed to be. They used the CGI in a way that practical effects couldn't have done quite as well to give it a new look. And I thought that this was pretty cool, and I'll let you guys see it. He blows an EPS conduit when he does it. And Archer has to save crazy old Erickson. But
Admiral
pretty
T,
good explosion, huh?
Super chat.
Whoa. JT Kirk with a $2 super chat. Stop sharing this copyrighted material. Never! Never!
The word decent doesn't apply to me.
Admiral Teague, please stop using copyrighted material.
Unable to comply?
There you have it. My own computer is at odds with itself. The copyrighted material. Sirs. JT, thank you for the very generous super chat. You're a member of our Q Continuum. And thank you so much. And we're so sorry you couldn't be here, sir. We don't even know what we're doing. We have to send for Albert Einstein.
Sir, we have to send for Albert Einstein.
All right, so Archer saves old man Erickson here. And at this is the point I shut down the experiment. It almost destroyed, it killed one of his crew, and now it's fucking up his ship. These are several things that are just not germane to Archer.
Yeah, they need to explain his connection to Quinn a little bit better.
They couldn't do it in an hour, but like at least we get a self-contained episode. It's not terrible. It's just it's missing a little bit more meat on the bone that would have helped. And look at our set. It looks great. Our hallway is fantastic. This is the best Star Trek hallway that they've ever made. And again, laceration at the orbital bone. We're going to do a different kind of contusion this time. They really have gotten the orbital bone bruising down to a fine art in this show. We do it every week. That's sort of like his Captain Kirk bloody corner of the mouth. And then he goes in to confront Erickson.
Well, in the first couple seasons, it's always his mouth that gets busted up, his lips.
Archer? Yeah, he gets it in the mouth the first few seasons. Now it's always I guess they're like he's too much like Kirk.
Gets it in the mouth.
Oh, Crimlon, sir.
Find this man.
Spock!
Making everyone sad. JT, we didn't go to the medical bay yet to talk about the paper towels, but if we see them, we will. This is where finally it's not quite last straw time, but he's like, you are going to jail for this. Is sort of like the undercurrent of this, but no one says it. He's
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Whoa. RRTNZ with 10 New Zealand super chat dollars says, fuck Kurtzman track coming straight from the underground. Young Trek got it bad because I'm down with the real Trek. So Kurtzman think he has the authority to kill an IP. You know what I'm gonna say? Souls on a roll are corrupt like a chancellor. Can we cancel her? Can I tell him that I never had a gun? That was the whack with the Terminator X spun. You know what? If it's not NWA, it's Public Enemy, and what I'll say to him is, Chuck, it's Teague, you know me, and he'll say, I remember you from the Store 24 in Baldwin and the Jamaica Music Build, and I'll be like, yeah. And I remember Flav from the Red Lobster in Baldwin, and he'll be like, you all right? And I will take a picture of myself in my Public Enemy fucking t-shirt, and everything will be cool because I'm an OG Public Enemy fan. I'm from Queens. I like hip hop. What can I tell you? But how's that freestyling? Fuck Kurtzman, coming straight from the underground. That's the NWA part. It's coming straight from the underground. Young fan got it bad because I'm down with the real trick. So Kurtzman think he's got the authority to kill the IP. Pump up the lyrical, get with the miracle. Black is back, all in. We're going to win. Check it out. Here we go again. Turn it up. Bring the noise. So say we all.
Good, yeah.
I've got rap skills. I've got some rap skills. You know what? Like, if I ever do like a show where all I do is sing all night and take requests, like I can do rap songs too, right? Do I illa? Do I chilla? Am I illa than a natural born killer? Do I Philly? Do I killer? Am I illa than a natural born killer? I love a lot of hip hop, although there is like a real
bring on the mumble rap. Just bring on the mumble rap already.
That would be like third base, where like Prime Minister Pete Nice always mumbled. Those Western Long Island rappers, they didn't have the Queen's creds. Thank you. You know what? Yeah. If you send me a rap, there's a shot I recognize it. And you know what? The Admiral Teague's personal life theme song is either Tricky by Run DMC or maybe Many Men Be Hating on Me by 50 Cent. I'm sorry, Many Men Wish Death.
I thought it was Raining Men.
Yeah, that's yours, Kremlon.
Mine was short man.
short, tiny.
Short. Yeah.
Remember that from clubs?
Yeah, isn't that cute? Another belly button.
Marky Mark and the funky bunch over there.
Yeah.
I used to see him around clubs in the early 90s, and I hope he's grown up because he didn't act so cool.
I don't think he grew up at all. He's still the same height he ever was.
I saw Donnie Wahlberg walking down the street in New York City, and he is like 5'1".
I saw the unknown brother, the one that runs the chain. He was actually here when they opened up the restaurant.
Was he normal sized?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, my brothers are rich and famous and have a lot of money, but at least I can look down. I still look down on them. I mean, not physically. I mean, not metaphorically, only physically.
Nice guy.
Riker's my Riker. It's just more part of my personal experience. Maybe one day we'll bust out that Admiral Teague gangster rap demo where my friend does most of the rapping and I play all the instruments. Maybe one day we'll bust that out with the Admiral Teague, MC Teague single, Take It to the Hole, about my basketball skills.
Take it to the hole.
You got to take it to the hole. Take it to the hole. Put it in the hole, kid. You got to take it to the hole.
LMFAO.
It was about pimp slapping.
I got to tell you guys this. So there was a guy that worked with us at Pizza Hut who's trying to get into the rap scene, and he had some stuff in the channel. He was pretty good. He's a black guy, and anyway, so one day he's sitting there making pizzas, and I come up to him and I do a Casey Kasem impression. I go, and now busting into the top 10, we got Lil Baby with "Bitch, I Said I Was Gonna Come Inside. Why You Trippin'?" Coming in
he
strong,
probably ruined it by
number 6.
Who's Casey Kasem?
Yeah. When I said it that way, he just started cracking up. I thought it was funny anyway.
No, I mean, I was laughing. It was just that I had rolled off mic to where even you could hear me. I went to grab another sip of my tasty beverage. No, I mean, just tell him that there's a white man in New York City with like 5 rap songs that are absolutely killer that he's looking to sell. I'm not going to be able to turn it around at this age and be a rapper.
It would be kind of hard because he's in jail. He's in jail now.
He's got that street cred now.
Yeah, I was going to say when he gets out, his rap career is going to be on fire if that's still around. I mean, what did he do? If he's like 3 to 5, he's got a career. 25 to life, who knows?
He did
He's not like the
He did
Island
something
Boys.
that was unwelcome to a lady he knew. They came and arrested him at Pizza Hut. Yeah.
How dare they?
That's always the safest way.
Yeah, we had another kid who's, I don't know if he's waiting for his trial still, but he killed a homeless guy. And another manager there was an ex-felon for making incendiary device threats. He was with his friends at one night, and he was just on Facebook or something, and he was drunk, and he made a joke about doing something to a learning center. And they came.
Oh, this just happens.
Well, it was a while ago. He got out. He served a couple years, and he's a great guy.
I thought it was the Leering
at all.
Center.
But
no, if you would have said the Leering Center, then that's just too specific.
No, this was a number of years ago. Like when I met him, he'd already been in and out of prison, got out. But he's a really cool guy. But so between him, the guy that killed the homeless guy, and then the other guy. In Halloween, we were supposed to make a poster and give our store a name, like a football team name. And so I told our store manager, I said, we should be the West Adams Felons. She couldn't breathe for a couple minutes when I said that. She was laughing so hard.
Oh, sir.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Sean meant Leering Centers, ladies and gents.
Well, I meant school. I think it's been a long enough to say what he actually threatened to do.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Like
Bananas and rice.
Like Starfleet Academy presents a plethora of opportunities to say unpleasant things about schools.
Speaking of people who do unwanted things, Wes Cagel's here.
Hey, West Kegel, savior of the universe.
I jest. Wes Kegel doesn't do anything people don't ask him.
It's two of my favorite things.
Toxic Avenger isn't the only superhero from New Jersey.
Or can we say West is a thing? Well, it's a direction.
West is actually, it's an orientation as well, if you think about it.
Can we say the same thing about a Kegel? It's an orientation also.
I don't know, but I mean, like, I went to some keg parties where, like, we could just call them Kegel parties, or is Kegel parties like that? There's an inference there. It's very new track. They had a Kegel party.
I'm getting nervous where we're heading with this. I fear cancellation coming our direction.
I hope you're doing
We were
good,
canceled a
Wes. I
long
haven't
time
talked or
ago.
hung out with Wes Kegel in a long time. I miss you, man.
He showed up in the group
don't
chat
talk in
today.
chat.
He's starting to communicate more, so I think we're going to get a little.
No, I see him in chats. I just haven't
more.
I just haven't been.
No,
on
I
the
mean he
panel
was
with
on.
him.
He was in X in our group chat today.
Yeah, it's just because Sean doesn't pay attention in chat.
No. I see him in the chats. I just haven't had spoken
meaning
words
X
with
chat.
him in a while on a panel. I got to get
It's
back.
great
on
to
the
see
retro
Wes
thing.
Kegel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many bananas and rice jokes. Like, where does that even come from? Is that something that like Mandami
did you miss
did?
that?
Or I missed the bananas
It's
and
a
rice.
salami
joke.
I'll send you the video later.
It's a Somali dish, and the girl that did fraud and said she was attacked. She's in jail now, but she's like, "Oh, we don't all like bananas and rice."
It's
Oh
kind
wow,
of
she's in
like,
jail now.
it's
Okay.
kind of like bananas and rice. It goes to God, I couldn't listen to her.
Cardinal is both a direction and a sin. You're correct. And this episode has direction, and Thursday night's episode was a cardinal sin. Kurtzman went to keg parties and sucked with lots of phaser rifle type 1, according to the sources. I would imagine that Kurtzman had no problem, getting most of that phaser. in his
Tetracell
mouth.
white.
He had kept a cell white all over his lower lip when he left the party. I heard a Rod Stewart like stomach pumping was in order. But let's get back to our episode. Although I wanted to say that this is how far we've sunk when we talk about New Trek. This was last week's Star Trek-alite background, but nothing beats week 2.
How far are we on this episode? Are we still at 60%?
No, we're at like 70%. We're ready for the final experiment now. As we go back to the episode, Trip is having his confrontation with Erickson. He's at this point, but they've reached sort of like a gruff meeting of the minds, and Erickson's convinced Archer that it's within their technical abilities to retrieve Quint from the expanse or whatever from the Muktari void that they've gone to. There are no stars or anything, and it's a time-space bubble. So here he is. He starts to apparate once again. And I love the word apparate. I learned what it meant earlier this year. It's like when a apparition starts to like manifest itself, like Jacob Marley did a lot of apparating. But here he is. He's trying to apparate, and the pattern's just too weak. And it's like, geez, sir, I just can't do it. I can't do it, sir. And so they're trying to make him appear. They can't pull it off. They're messing around. He's like, it's not going to work. The transporter can't do it. And, good moment of frustration that I thought was like very real. I liked Erickson's like, get out of my way. I invented the damn thing. It's like, it'll do what I damn well tell it to do. Oops.
Yeah, don't read those last comments.
Be a little careful here.
What comments?
Is it in the private chat? We're trying to get Quentin to materialize. You can't quite pull it off. I'm trying to figure.
T killed his mic, didn't he?
More botched attempt before we finally get him back.
It's just one long botched attempt.
As you can see, guys, pretty good effect though.
And then no one on the other side to say what we got back didn't live long.
He probably would have survived if they would have had the right licensing keys.
Yeah, they're pulling a couple of different Trek related things going on here. They have they're doing some motion picture related stuff. I made a quick list of different Star Trek that I thought showed up in here. I was going to save it for my review, but I'll throw this out there real quick. These are the things I saw in here: Tolian Web, the range limits of the transporter are in Chosen Realm. Ultimate Computer, a Voyager episode. The transporter ghost thing is in Realm of Fear. It's also in Vanishing Point with Hoshi. TNG, Relics, Scotty surviving in the transporter. TOS, Obsession, and Lonely Among Us have the energy-based life forms and the baryon sweep stuff that we got that's in Daedalus. And I couldn't find any links to DS9 because there's not a lot of transporters going on in that show. But it's in non-canon novels like Sundered, which might be what Jerm was thinking of. Archer and Danica confront. Oh, you're right. It's one long botch attempt, but we do get him back. So they insist on keeping going ahead with the experiment. He continues to apparate. Finally, they're able to get enough of this pattern back, and we have seen this in original TOS. Remember, What was the episode where the guy just drops dead on the transporter pad?
Cat's paw.
Is it Squire of Gothos or Cat's paw? Yeah,
No,
Cat's
Cat's
paw.
paw. They speak to him through the dead body. Captain Kirk, you will leave.
That's right. Okay, and as you can see here, this is what happens when a Ghostbuster crossed the streams. He was the big Twinkie guy replacement, and no, whatever. He gets a moment to talk to his father, and he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, son, I love you. And he's like, ugh. So he dies.
It was kind of a sad thing that happens here because the son's like, what happened? And he doesn't get a chance to say, Dad, it's okay. So I kind of feel bad for the main character here because his son doesn't forgive him necessarily.
He's so messed up, and so they don't want him to be able to communicate too much. I think would mess up the story because, like, the idea here is if he could speak, maybe they could save him. He is so damaged and his pattern is so degraded that what they bring back looks like a human, but it doesn't live long.
Was
right? Like,
yeah,
he
they had to
does
cut
recognize.
They
He
may
gets
have
to say
had a
goodbye to
longer
him.
speech. Yeah, they may have had a longer speech, but that's too easy of a cut to make time.
You know what? You're right. And also, I thought that it was just kind of, he says later on, I came here to bring back my son. I guess I am. So he has a body to bury. And the other thing that was the thing that was driving him crazy was not that his son died, but that he had left his son stuck between two worlds, between life and death. And they wonder a couple of times, like, is he conscious? Is he in pain? Can he feel it? Does he know we're trying to help him? How alone is he? Is he aware of the passage of all these years?
Yeah,
so
that was really dark.
Horrible. It was dark only if you like sci-fi and know enough about Star Trek, because they weren't like talking about like torture in a way that would have gotten it like kicked off TV or freaked people out. But it was really kind of dark. If you know enough about Star Trek, the idea of being stuck in this phantom zone minute by minute with no, like, he couldn't even take out his phone to tweet, sirs.
It was, you could tell the writers really wanted to go deeper with that, but they're like, no, this is Star Trek. You can't go
It's about as dark
full
as
Twilight Zone with it. And they could have gone full Twilight Zone.
They exercise discretion. I think that this episode is a standalone Twilight Zone Star Trek episode. This is just a Twilight Zone story in the world of Star Trek. This is totally a Twilight Zone story, with undertones of Philip K. Dick as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she's kind of like, I think she accepted the loss of her brother a long time ago, and she kind of knew that they're never going to get him back in one piece. So the fact that they got him back at all surprises her, and she's just relieved that like he is no longer again trapped between two worlds, and he's actually able to have some peace and be released from whatever it was going on. At least we don't have to hear how horrible it was. Kurtzman would have spent a long time, like Kurtzman would have had him live long enough to say that he was in like real pain. And you know what? We're at the end of our episode, but like Sean, as we wrap this up, you know what? Let's stop it here as we look at our beautiful ship on the screen. Why don't you talk about your feelings about this episode before you go do the work of the Lord and make that all important pizza, sir?
Yeah. Well, I overall, I give this one a B. It missed a few opportunities. I kind of have a rewrite for it. And I think they should have started it out where Archer gets a communication from Starfleet, and the Admiral, they give him the story, and what's the guy's name? The Daystrom guy?
Erickson.
So I if they would have had Erickson be upfront about it, like, look, my son's out there. I've done so much for Starfleet. Can you I want to go out there and find him. And Starfleet could have said, you know what, that's a worthy enough mission. Let's ask Archer. And if he and his crew are willing to go out there and take a risk, because there's obviously some risks, then you can go. And they should have gone that route and have Archer get the communication. And they would have had a chance for Archer to go to the crew. They go to Earth to pick him up, and he goes, anyone who wants to bow out of this can. It's a dangerous mission. It's for one man to find his son, and everyone stays behind and goes with him because they trust Archer they realize this is an important mission, and it's a human mission, and they should have all. I think that should have been that. There would have been a lot more opportunities for the sadness at the end. What happened? It would have hit a lot harder, because we have two tragedies here. We've got the tragedy of him doing what he needed to do or thinking what he needed to do to go and steal the Enterprise, pretty much, and the tragedy of his son dying. It would have hit a lot harder if everyone was behind it. Go, go, go! Let's do this. And you think they're going to do it, and then he's gone. It would have made Archer look a lot better. It would have made the crew look a lot better. I think it would have hit harder as a story. I don't like Archer in this episode at all. I think it's his character.
I agree. Shocks me.
At least he could have had that speech with Trip. He's like, Trip, I know this is bad. I need you to trust me. He's my friend. All this stuff, and Trip would have been, okay, Captain, I'm with you. But that got me thinking the whole crew would have been that way. And they missed an opportunity here, I think, to make this story a lot better, because I don't like Erickson, what he did. I mean, I feel for him, but I don't like what he did, and it's tragic. But
Archer would have done it for him. That's the thing.
Yeah, what do you guys think of my
Starfleet owes him. Honestly, I think it's a good rewrite. And the thing is, they missed a chance to show Starfleet as benevolent, because Starfleet would have been like, Erickson has earned this chance. The Enterprise is going to go out there. And you could have had Archer be like, he was my friend, but he's only one man. And they're like, you know what? No one gets left behind, Archer.
Yeah.
You of all people should know that. And he'd be like, my crew taught me a valuable lesson. They didn't want to leave him behind either.
Yeah, and it could have been a really good flip side to the whole Xindi thing. Like, Archer could have given the speech, you guys everyone here volunteered to save the planet. Now we're
back in the room where we buried Sim, back in the Ford torpedo bay.
Yeah, but he can go in there and say, everyone risked their lives to save the planet. Now I'm asking you to save a person. And they would have there's really not a difference there.
We could have had a nice "so say we all" moment
it
Scott Bakula.
It could have really exemplified the humanity's compassion, and it also points out a difference between them and the Vulcans. No, we will all go out to get one person back.
And I could just see something you look at at all the people on the crew looking back up at Archer, and he's like, of all the missions we've taken, this one might be the most humane.
Yeah. Or they could have started it even with, Erickson, planning to steal, do what he's going to do. He gets found out, and then some Admiral Starfleet goes, you just had to ask. Let's go get him.
Yeah, now we're into two-parter territory, but that would have been a two-parter people would have watched. It's like the noble mission to try to go save the guy, and we could still have him have a secret agenda, like he didn't divulge all of the costs of the experiment and how dangerous it was. And
he could have explained it real quick. They arrested him, but
what they could have done is have Archer be in on it. They're both lying to Starfleet. And then he's the one that comes clean to Trip and T'Pol.
It's another possibility. But Archer lying to his people after what they've been through is just the part that bothers me too much. I don't know about Sean. He would lie to anyone but his crew, especially Admiral Gardner. Admiral Forrest is gone. But please continue on your tangent until such time as you feel you've got it done.
Germ had a good idea. It could have been maybe Archer was listening to him, and he's like, look, I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to report you. But then Starfleet goes, no, we knew he talked to you. Why didn't you just tell us? Maybe not make Archer make that decision, or have him make the right one. But
have Archer be like the Boy Scout he is and be like, I'm for this mission, and I'm going to use my clout to pull Starfleet in on this for us. And when he calls in, they're like, Starfleet made that decision 2 hours ago when we received your initial report. Go ahead. Godspeed, Jonathan.
Yeah, or Archer goes to bat for him, and he's like, look, I'll ask my crew. We can make it a total volunteer mission.
And someone like Trip being like, what the hell are we waiting for, sir? We got Warp 5 to make. And short time, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there, Captain.
Anyway, yeah, there's my alternate. I'm interested to see what you in the chat all think.
I think it's a great rewrite. Although I think that this episode, with its pacing and the intention for it to be a standalone and a season full of much longer episodes, that those ideas, like, they are great, but they didn't want to make another two-parter is what I'm taking away from this. I don't know. Germ, thoughts?
Yeah, probably a little bit much for a one-parter. That's why I would have just cut it down to have Archer either in on it from the beginning or figure out real quick, and then he be the one to explain it to the crew, and then they get on board.
Yeah,
Here's the one thing.
They just take out the subterfuge totally and just say, "Hey, Erickson needs our help."
Yeah,
that would have worked fine. I think RRTN said he's on to something here. I think it works better if there's a chance he can be rescued. Otherwise, why risk others in this dangerous expanse of space?
It also adds a lot of suspense during the whole episode. Like, are they gonna get him? And of course, you think, of course they're gonna get him.
It makes it more worthwhile.
Well, it puts a risk in it, puts an unknown to make you like, what's going to happen at the end.
And we lose what I think would have been a great part of any episode is a discussion where it's just like, that discussion of like, what sounds like hell? Like he's in Event Horizon hell. He's like stuck in some plasma field, running around, possibly in pain, possibly aware. He's kind of a ghost. He's kind of alive. He's not dead. He's not alive. He's stuck in a permanent hell. It goes with him, and the only place in the galaxy we can go is the Twilight Zone or the Perma Shadow Zone to try to like pull him out of this so he can at least die. The mission that being that he can at least be released from this eternal pain is kind of interesting and kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like that in itself is a worthy mission. Like this guy was a great scientist and his father invented the transporter, which has saved thousands of lives. We can't leave a person in that kind of pain. Like retrieving the body is honorable, but retrieving him is much more honorable. And I think I said hello in the chat with text, but hello, Kal-El. It's good to see you. It's a good thought, he says, but in my opinion, it would have made him complicit in the death of the Enterprise crew member. Yeah. So he would have deserved to be punished for it. Yeah. And his punishment for being responsible for the death of the Enterprise crew member seems to be he only gets to go to just so great of a colony planet where he has to teach at community college for free forever in a society with no money for like reckless endangerment.
Yeah, Archer, I already don't like what Archer did in this episode because he goes, it's only one more day. Dude, you've already lost somebody.
And that would have been a better way to say it, and we still would have hated it, but it would have been like, one life has already been lost. If we could save another, perhaps we could justify why we're out here in the first place, and we'll sort out what he did later. Would have been better.
I have a feeling there may have been some scenes they cut out that made him a little bit more obsessive about it and kind of lost himself. But I didn't like it.
They were pulling on the obsession string with the energy being and stuff like that. So
yeah. Anyway,
but more than anything, the computers in here. Sean, thank you. What grade do you give this episode of Star Trek?
I give it a B.
A B, even B.
Yeah, I give it a B. It's not A. It's A potential with everything we talked about, but it just misses on too much.
And Space Cosby's only just so sympathetic. He's still dead.
I didn't feel too bad for him.
Felt worse for Quentin.
Archer's not in character.
Top 5 horrible Star Trek fates, though, when they talk about what being stuck in the transporter forever, running around in space. Yeah. That was good. That alone may have justified the episode, but all right, buddy. You know what? Anything you wanted to talk about before we let you go? Because I know that this time, which we're going to beam Sean down to the planet so that he can get over to that replicator and fire it up to 1080 to make the best pizzas he got.
No, just happy to be here and happy to be on with Kremlin and the chat. And it was a fun night. And I hope everyone enjoys the Super Bowl tomorrow, especially that we finally don't have to see fucking Taylor Swift every 5 seconds. At least if your team's not in it, at least we don't have to see her.
You know
That's
what?
okay. My team's in it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, then I hope your team wins, Chair.
And as I want to say, I was right. Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl quality quarterback and a franchise quality quarterback. And the problem was our coach, our GM, our fucking owner, and everyone, including the guy who cleans up the fucking stadium. As an owner of a Sam Darnold jersey, I will be wearing that tomorrow as I cheer hard for Sam Darnold so that we can make our owner look that much worse. That's what amounts to a win when you're a Jet fan. Sean, have a great day tomorrow. Thank you for your awesome contributions to the show, including the super chat and copyrighted material sound bites. You know what? I can't thank you enough, and I hopefully you have a pleasant day at work tomorrow. Be safe, and try to stay hydrated in that 80-degree heat. You son of a bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna give one for the road here, you guys.
Can I finish, please?
There we go.
It's 6 degrees here with a wind warning. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Beam me out
Bye,
of here.
Sean.
How dare you?
You know what? We can do this. We can still get through this. I think we have someone who can probably help us out. All right. We got Crim on. Crim on's where you got to step it up. You got any mean jokes about this old guy in a wheelchair? You want to mock him a little bit?
I'm starting to understand the reasoning why Canada decided to let people let go of themselves.
A solution made in Canada, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much.
This final scene here where he talks to Archer, it's never going to be the same with the two of them, is it? He has a little bit of affection. He's a little bit back to his old self. Archer is happy that he has this closure, but now Archer finally, with the mission in the past, the writers allow Archer to return to baseline. He's not mean or stern, but he's pretty firm about the fact that you're going to face some consequences. And well, I'm sure they'll consider your service, but he didn't say anything like I'm writing a letter. He wasn't overly he's going to be happy to let justice play itself out. And he knows this guy is a hero to the Federation for the transporter technology. When you realize the sun was trapped where Hoshi was during Vanishing Point, with my idea, Erickson wouldn't have told the Enterprise crew that his son was dead. They would have been devastated. In Vanishing Point, it was never really established if it happened. I don't know if Vanishing Point happened. She might have been the last case of transporter psychosis, and I like how they leave that open. But
Vanishing Point, it happens within the span of a tenth of a second.
Right, the rest of the crew knows that, but the thing is, that doesn't close the possibility of the fact that for a moment she was in a pocket universe where extra dimensional beings are doing something. But it does seem like she hallucinated something from the last Hollow novel she read, or whatever, or book. Didn't have Hollow novels yet. I wish Captain Aki would watch a Hollow novel instead of reading goddamn books while she lays in her Barca lounger on the fucking
I wear no
fridge.
shoes and you're gonna like it.
Let me help you. Let's like it. That is a good thing, but let's read the whole comment. But that is a good thing, but in my opinion, it would have made him complicit in the death of the Enterprise crew member, and he would have deserved to be punished for it. Well, he is complicit for lying. His irresponsibility, I think, makes him. You realize the sun was trapped where Hoshi was during Vanishing Point. With my idea, Erickson would have told the Enterprise crew his son was dead, but they would have been devastated. I guess we could have still had him say that, and he would have been able to have the same ending, and he just wasn't as dead as he thought. I don't know. There's a couple of valid ways to take this episode, which, as Sean said, it's not an A. It's a solid B. It's a good episode. I found it entertaining. It was good. There was nothing wrong with this episode. And Like as everyone said, it was really, really well placed in the series. It was really, real well. And this is where we tell her, you don't have space herpes anymore. And look how cool their different sets are. Isn't it cool, Jerm, that they have a set just for the medical bay rather than like 4 sets pushed together for every set?
Yeah, it's a unique approach. Wish they could try that again.
Yeah, build a set for each location. And look
They
at
did it for
that.
Voyager. I feel like since they did it for Voyager, they decided to do it for this.
I'd like to strap her down to that table and have some fun. I was in a cold, dark place. I think this is one of the better episodes of this season as far as it was very welcome to have a Star Trek like episodic episode. And I guess we'll go around the horn and we'll get some thoughts. Don't tell me that Vanishing Point happened. I wrote a musical parody about it, mate. That's right, you did. Hey, you know what? I like that they left it open, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it happened. I think she, like I said, I think she was the last case of transporter psychosis. I think that she had what happened to Barclay. So there's no direct prequel ties with an Enterprise. Just followed Kishara loosely because she's just reflecting on it. And it isn't really a sequel to that episode. It has its own independence. And this episode would have worked as a TNG episode. There's only as much like season-long plots going on as something as simple as Riker and Troy's relationship. It's not that heavy-handed here. The Enterprise's own transporter use in Chosen Realm and Stormfront shows the tech as new and unreliable. So Daedalus explains via Ericsson's work. And I thought it was kind of cool that they went after all the other little canonical problems. As Sean said, like he said, Ericsson's like, and then they had that nonsense that the person who appears is just a copy and the original person died. Nonsense. And they're like, yeah, we're not copies. So in the world of Star Trek, the transporters just work. And that's it. They don't really care that it wouldn't work in real life the way that people have decided that the transporter would work. So I thought it was a pretty good episode, but let's throw it to Germ and get your thoughts on this episode. Daedalus.
Daedalus.
But they pronounce it like Americans, right? Europeans take the second vowel, so it would be Daedalus.
Thank God we're not
American here. We don't pronounce it like the European savages.
Daedalus. I don't know. Okay, so go ahead. What were your thoughts?
I agree. It's a B. It's a good overall story, but too many little mistakes with the writing and editing to give it an A. I think they cut out a lot for Archer about his relationship with them, and they probably cut down some of the speeches for time. So it has to be a B off of that. And a little bit of the inconsistency with Archer's character and some of the plot mistakes, but nothing too serious. Could have been an A with maybe another 2 or 3 days of development, but we got what we got.
Hey, fair enough. Let me ask you this. What was your opinion of what was the best part about this episode? Because I know what I'm going to say.
I think the best part was them going into the transporter technology. We really haven't done that in this series. So it's good to see the lesser version of the technology being exploited and going in depth with it.
We've spent two seasons messing around with this tech, and now we finally got it to where we could explain it. And we've had at this point 30 years of watching people, or 34 years of watching people use this tech for, all our space adventures. So yeah, good points all around on that one. And so a B, and the ball is passed to Krimlon. Tell us what your thoughts are and your grade.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give it a B as well. I think there was a lot of context missing when it comes to dealing with Archer. and his relationship with everyone. I honestly really did not like how he handled the situation. When you're a captain and you're getting that emotional and doing things the way he did, I think it just doesn't come off as believable, especially with the season 4. You would have hoped at least some emotional growth by the character by then. It kind of seemed like they went right back to season 1 in the way he handled it himself. I don't know if that was like a Scott Bakula decision or if that was just the director. I don't have a freaking clue.
You're right. He's a little bit just like too ruthless and disengaged and unconcerned from the fate of his crew than he usually is.
Just way too emotional.
And caught up in his buddy who died in a egocentric way. I mean, maybe it would have bettered all mankind, but we already had transporters and warp speed starships. The and what does he say? The scientist goes, subspace or quantum transportation won't work, and it won't work in 1,000 years. It's just it's fundamentally unsound. Can't be done. So he should have had some clue to this before he made such a major mistake with his own technology. And then, I mean, the guilt of letting his son go through there. What are you going to do? My take on this one will come after we get the take from our audience. You guys are the best, and we love you, our subs. What a wild Thursday. Another wild Thursday in the works coming up. I bet you Jerem can't wait for that one. 23 votes on this one. What grade would you give Enterprise story Daedalus? A, 30%. B, 52%. So 82% of everyone thought it was really good Star Trek. C, 17%. No one thought it was terrible. I'm going to end the poll. Thank you, guys. And thanks for everyone who went to Jerem's watch party. I appreciate that one. And so does Jerem. You should sub his channel. It's recommended on my homepage. And this week, God, we can only imagine what's going to happen on SNW, but thank you for our grades here, where we got a Star Trek episode from Enterprise with a grade where most of you thought it was an A or a B, and it's skewed towards B. And I wanted to give it a B plus, but the more I thought about it and listened to the criticisms of my fellow panelists, it really is a B. The thing is that it's so perfectly placed in the season that this is like one of those weird things where the fielder goes up and tries to catch it, and it wouldn't have been a home run, but he hits the fence so hard that his glove hits the fence and it falls over into the bullpen, and it's it's going to look like it went into the upper deck in the scorecard, right? It's still kind of a home run, but it's an ugly home run. This was a good, well-placed, episodic episode of Star Trek where we got to enjoy our characters and see what they were all about, except for Archer, who was just a mess. We got a Twilight Zone type episode. To Paul and Trip's arc was really more of the getting to know the characters. Archer, just one-off bad day. Keeps the episode for being an A. Everyone has suggested, and we've all collaborated on ways we could have fixed this. I don't know if there could have been any more said about it, but RTNZ is saying it too. There seems to be a B consensus here. To be or not to be, it is a B. This is in every way a B. It's a B in context of this show. It would be a B in almost any Star Trek show. This is not a Voyager A, is it? It might be an A in Voyager land. It's a B plus in Voyager. What do you think?
I like Voyager, so for me, this is still a B.
I like Voyager, but usually it doesn't achieve this level of drama. The dramatic ceiling for Voyager is lower. They do more sci-fi though. They lean into science fiction deeper. They go to so many fucking planets. If that's your thing, man, you meet a lot of alien races. And hey, it's Mark D with a C, our pal. Go Giants! Let's see. Hail, everyone. I thought it was a B as well. Been looking a while, making chili for the big sports game tomorrow. Go Giants. You know what? Giants already won the offseason. The Jets are the only team I know that can have the worst December, the worst season, followed by the worst December in league history. They had a terrible Jet season, worse than the usual terrible Jet season, but then they had the worst December in league history. League history, Germ, league history. And I would say only the New York Jets. Would you agree with me, Germ? Only the New York Jets are the only team in all of sports that keep on losing games after the season ends.
Yeah, they have a miraculous feat of just getting worse and worse, even when they're not playing.
Somehow, in the offseason, the Jets have managed to put together a staff of top crack offensive coordinators who wouldn't take their calls. It's an all-star team worth of people who wouldn't take their calls because they know they know that Aaron Glenn's roadkill. Everybody who they talked to was like a former coach. John Gruden laughed at them. They didn't call Belichick, which is insane. I think with the rest of the league passing on him, he might have come to the Jets. And what would have happened is he would have brought Jordan Hudson with him. Is he blackballed because of acting weird with Jordan Hudson or for cheating?
Well, more along the lines of Robert Kraft hates his guts.
Why would he hate his guts? Because he didn't stick around for the rebuild?
Probably I have no idea. Just Robert Kraft is the reason that Bill Belichick didn't make the Hall of Fame this year.
I think
it's also probably because of him trying to run off trade Tom Brady at some point.
That might be it. And also, I would say the cheating, probably any Hall of Fame would have been wise to spend a year to make him wait. He can't go into any Hall of Fame on the first ballot. That's like putting A-Rod in the Hall of Fame. Or Jose Canseco, who, like him or not, Barry Bonds will never be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but baseball is a better Hall of Fame than football. But yeah, only the Jets could keep losing games in the offseason. I like to think that the only way to put it is this way. Woody Johnson seems to have pressed simulate on the Madden game that is football in his life. And think about it. He's only spending as much as it costs to make Snow White. It's tough being a Jets fan who likes Star Trek. Think about that. Like Thursday, I get to watch our old Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to watch our former Super Bowl, our former quarterback win a Super Bowl while I wear his jersey. And then on Thursday, I get to watch what Star Trek has become. And you're more than welcome to join us again for that one. But I think it's been a wild week, and I think everyone is like kind of getting ready for the big game. So we've made a pretty good, pretty tight evergreen performance. We put in enough like really mountainous performances here this week. I think we'll be back on Thursday with another tremendous New Trek show. So, Jerm, what are you up to, buddy?
Well, on Monday, we'll have Rebirth of Mothra 2 for the Monday Monster movie. And then we'll be back next Saturday for another episode of the Saving Star Trek pre-show watch party. Excellent.
Krimlon, what have you been doing these days? What video games do you like to recommend? And you're not beating up on the Prawn Hub on your computer too much, are you? You need to use You need to use that machine to teach your kids how to count. Clean off the keyboard.
My kid does a pretty good job on that one. He's more of a genius than I have ever been in my life. So, even at his age,
if Krimlon turned on the camera, we would see his son in the background on TurboTax taking care of the family finances for the year.
He may actually end up growing up to be an accountant. I would not be surprised. He's better at numbers than I am.
You have the best numbers, Krimlon. No one has better numbers than you. I know you have the best brain. Krimlon is usually here with us for 1923, 1883, and other Taylor Sheridan. You know what I'm thinking of calling the Taylor Sheridan review shows so that people who are watching them don't think they're going to be watching the actual episode is maybe from now on we'll call the Taylor Sheridan reviews Saving Sheridan. It's on brand. We'll think about that one. But next week, we're going to have another standalone episode. Before we just did the origins of the Vulcans. Now we did the origins of the transporter. And then next, we're going to do a really weird Twilight Zone, deeply sci-fi episode that's pretty cool. I liked it when I watched it today. I really enjoyed today's episode. Season 4 is so bingeable. The episode ends, the next episode begins, and it's just seamless, especially with the way the streaming is set up. You only hear a couple minutes of the theme song. You go like grab like another beverage, and before you get back to turn off the TV, that next episode is like rolling along, because when they change topics like this, there's no best of to segue you in. Germ, next week we're looking forward to one where alien body jumpers jump from body to body, watching the crew deal with a deadly disease, and the aliens are in fact the Organians from TOS. Any quick thoughts on that? Was it a travesty? Just they're not that
not
different.
A travesty. It's a fairly well done episode, and as I recall, Pride Wither actually gets a bit of a showcase compared to what he usually does.
When he's supposed to be playing someone robotic without emotions, he does fine. He should have been cast as Vulcan. What's cool is we see the first hints of the mercy in the Organians. It doesn't taint them, was my feeling on that one. But come back next Thursday. I'll be around on Tuesday night. Jeremy, are you going to join me on Tuesday this week? Are you available?
No, I'm going to have to prioritize a few other things on Tuesday.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do a Monday night show just to get you on here together. We'll figure that one out backstage. But I've been missing the old co-host, Synergy. Too bad you weren't around, but soon. At any rate, we love you all. Thank you. You've been awesome. And you know what? After a week of 5-hour shows that were absolutely off the hook, I think what we can do with this one is we can just thank everybody who is here, and I want to thank you all. If you're here tonight, you're a Ride or Die Trek fan, because there's a lot going on tomorrow. And you know what? You are the greatest community. So let me just take a look at the chat. And I want to thank JT Kirk, RRTNZ, Radioactive, The Dead Man, Cal L64, my friend Sean Carter, John the Beagle Dad, Sig Valdison, Crimwan, David Jones, Kimberly, thank you. Mr. Angel, my good friend, Wes Cagle, Lombardi 1969, Mark D with the C, Rocco the Brave, Ruby Hoove, Cal-El. Did I thank you, sir? Cal-El, thank you, Cal-El. Cal-El, sir. Cal-El, thank you. Oh, I did thank Cal-El. I want to thank you all. I'm just skimming back here to see if there's anybody I might have missed, or any other members of the Cagle family who might have slipped through the netting. Sig Valdison, thank you for coming through. It was great to see Sig Valdison. I love you all. I hope you'll support my upload. I'll give you a chance. You can watch it after this if you're in the mood. Gosh knows it could use the views. It's getting a little hard to make headway with some of these video essays. You guys just like live streaming, and that is just not total sustainability. The YouTube overlords will punish me if I don't do some uploads for you. So I did an upload reaction with some stuff for the new Trek episode. It was, I guess, a little late, but check out Teague's new Trek upload. It's only 5.5 minutes long. So if you could do that, if you haven't liked it, like it for me. I'd really appreciate it. That would help out. And, check out my take on New Trek and let me know what you think of how I made the video and my video approach. It's a different style this time, different from the other videos I made, and I hope that you'll take a chance to check it out. At any rate, we gave you our feelings. It's everyone thinks it's a B. Chad thinks it's a B. This episode's a B. It's a B among most Star Trek, too. Germ was saying it might be a Voyager A. Crimwan saying it's a B all around. I'm saying it's a Voyager B+. I have a little more regard. Germ, where's this in the world of Deep Space Nine? Is it still a B in Deep Space Nine?
Probably a B- in Deep Space Nine.
Let's remember there are a lot of Deep Space Nine episodes where you just have to shake your head and go with it. Like some of them just ain't that great. There are some misfires. Think about some of those really bad Fs in Deep Space Nine, like how many times we shipped Kira and Goldacott because they just couldn't think of nothing else to do. I mean, she's gorgeous, and she's wearing leather pants, and they're shooting straight towards her crotch. But I endorse that. But the fifth time we did it. You sure it's not a B in Babylon 5? I'm sorry, but now I'm never going to get him to change his mark. In Deep Space Nine either?
I'd put it a little lower on Deep Space Nine.
All right. You know what? Deep Space Nine didn't take as much of a beating as it could this week. Final word. Let's just give you, you know it, you love it, new track. You know her, you love her, Sydney Sweeney. She's coming up in a minute. But Germ, we didn't really talk about this much, but the rolling, burning damage control. Turns out that Jake Sirach Lofton he's not that bad off. It's just that most of his income comes from Star Trek fans. Do you think that that may have been a motivator? Also, his relationship with Avery Brooks, his motivations, and what do you think of the damage control of that rolling, burning, exploding episode of Star Trek that he did?
Yeah, he is pretty much all the damage control in that episode. I'm sure he had a lot to do with it not being as bad as it could have been.
He was a script consultant, and it took them a year to put that script together. Can you imagine how many objections he must have had? And he must have been ready to walk up to the last minute. It was pretty tough. But yes, you know what? Ice dancing at the Olympics is better to watch than Starfleet Academy. And like ice dancing, Putin's favorite sport. I mean, what else is there to say? But I want to thank everyone. And I think, we could just Sydney Sweeney and peace out on this one. And I think have a more evergreen episode because, you know what? I love you all. You're the best. And, you know what?
The Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
I had to watch that movie twice to get over this. All right, guys.
She was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
Can I finish, please?